Hello, guys. Hope you guys are good. Hope you're good, Zao. Thank you very much. Yeah, me and Pim were just chatting about his new render. He is cooking up. We are talking about adding a column, maybe. Oh, jeez. Hello, Bass. Nice profile picture, man. Hope you're doing good, man. How's the weather today in Cambridge?
Who's that?
Kelvin. Yeah. Guys, Bass has some really good YouTube videos on his channel if you guys want to check it out. Hello, Matthew. Yeah, just doing a collage today, and then if I finish the collage, I'll start doing a plan. I was trying to lay it out in InDesign to see what it would look like, and I'll show you guys. InDesign. 19. Ignore this.
Can you set up like scene deep like resets so you can like switch?
Yeah, I could, but it's technical. I haven't figured it out. Like I tried doing it here, but then it messes my other things up. Yeah, and it stresses me out as well. But I need to figure out chat overlay. I think that would be cool as well. Yeah, guys, check out Bass's YouTube videos. Give it a like.
It's got good football tips.
Yeah, it's got good football tips. Yeah, he's very good at football. Zao, thank you so much for sending me the lectures, by the way. I'm gonna check them out this weekend after I have my tutorial. I think it's already Sunday. I have tutorials tomorrow, and then yeah. Jojo is goaded. True. True. What's your stance? Hello, Steve. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, hope everyone's well. But yeah, I was trying out some layouts. This is getting low resed. Okay. So I think I'll do a zoom out and I'll talk about putting it. So I'll show you guys the original map actually. So this will make more sense. How could I do this? I just Photoshop it real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Get some jazz on too. Okay. A little bit of jazz. Okay, I'll show you guys the original one real quick. This is save as original. Original. Quantum zoom that out. Save as original. When did everyone sleep last night? That's what I'm curious about. I finished. Oh, I stopped working at 1, but then I couldn't sleep till 5, and I really don't know what I did during that period. Not sleeping sucks, but this is the original plan of the existing site. This is the original zoomed in of the campus that I am converting as a test. This is not the final proposal by any means. This is just to collage ideas of existing infrastructures around the world of quantum computers onto a campus in the UK that is very private and secretive. So this is the original, and this is the collaged version. I'll just flip in between a few times. Original, no. So as you can see, I added a train station. This is the train station. I need to Photoshop it better, but I'm gonna extend from somewhere here. The train station, because Disneyland's, most of them have train stations. It helps people get there, so it helps make this area more accessible. Added a huge parking lot right here. This was all just like some science research buildings. So I added a giant parking lot there. It might be too big, but another parking lot here. And there's nothing here before, which I added some kind of resort golf course type shit, you know. See if I can let me get a zoomed in one for you guys so you guys can see. So these are like, I think these are golf courses. Yeah, these are golf courses. These golf courses. Added some baseball pitch. I think that's what they are. Yeah. And there is also a tennis court somewhere. Where's the tennis court? Oh, there's a tennis court. So these are more resort type stuff. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm around the edge. That's what I'm adding outside of the campus. And inside the campus, I'm adding lots of, like, I had about 30 images that I took stuff from. So one category is the Washington Mall, which is, I don't know if you guys know the Washington Mall. It's these parts, Washington Mall. The long strip of land at like the U.S. Capitol building, to add monumentality to the theme park. And then I added actual Disneyland theme park stuff, because this is supposed to be a open theme park with more engagement to the youth and the nerds such as us. So kind of juxtaposing playfulness of theme parks to the extremely harsh conditions of extraction sites for quantum computer. So these are the mining. This is for niobium mining, which is the most important material for quantum computing as of right now. But now there's a new chip that Microsoft designed, which uses something completely different. So this is based on the chip that Google designed, which was the previously, or as of a week ago, the most powerful chip. And it's based on niobium. And this is also niobium extraction sites. And I need to add a bit of helium, which is going to look similar of like these facilities. So these are helium extraction sites, filtration ponds, stuff like that. This is for refining the ores, infrastructures with a lot of plumbing, pipes and stuff, very industrial. And this right here is existing. So you see, it's an existing building. Sorry. This is the existing building. So there's certain buildings that I'm keeping on the site which already relates to quantum computers, and there's a lot that I'm taking out. So for the existing, there will be manufacturing plants, there will be research centers. Also, I'm going to put a university onto the campus as well, because universities are very important for research in these quantum fields, and they are already an existing way that technologies are engaging with students and with, I guess, people outside of the profession, like the profession as in the paid profession. So they are trying to employ people who are learning about these things and using facilities at the universities, outreaching. So yeah, that is mainly what I'm doing right now. What happened to guys? Comment on your reel. What happened to guys? This task from part. I'd have to say task from part 7 is peak. Anyways, I'm a second year PA undergrad. Excited to catch a stream and learn some stuff perhaps. Oh my god, I confused you with a friend. My friend's nickname is also Bass. Lol. I thought you were never mind, but you're still my friend. I just confused you with someone else. Your second year bachelor undergrad. That's cool, man. Lovely. Hope it's going well. Excited to catch a stream and learn some stuff perhaps. Yeah, there's not much learning you're gonna get. And if you ask me anything, I'll try my best to answer. But I'll just be collaging most of today, I think, and drawing some plans. So if you have any questions while I'm doing it, just let me know. Maybe I'll just talk during it. Maybe that's helpful, but I don't know. If you guys want that, I can do that. around 12. 12 is pretty good. That's my goal. I think 11 is good. 11 is prime. 10 is like amazing. I did that for a week after, no, for a month after the jet lag, but now it's back to hell hours. So I would like to sleep at 10 to 11. I think that's the best time. I just guess like there's nothing to do for a night, and I just stay up in my bed, and it's like terrible. I'm reading comments, which is another terrible thing that's happened to me. I guess with the views comes comments, and with comments comes with things you can always look at. So I'm trying to stop that. 4 a.m. That's my man. That's my man right there. That's same as me. So yeah, I don't know if you're trying to change that, but if it works for you, it works for you. I did that for an entire year, even later during 3rd year, and I did well at school, but and I was happy actually. But I think now I prefer earlier sleeping time. But yeah, does that work for you, Steve? 4 a.m. Does that make you happy? That's all that matters. Slept at maybe 3 a.m. Not bad. That's you're in the middle ground. That's somewhat unhealthy, but not too unhealthy. The thing that's weird, right? My parents are always like sleep at 10 or something, you know. Sleeping late is bad for your long-term health. But then like what I don't get is like they're just different time zones anyway, so people just naturally sleep later anyways. So does it have to do with the sunlight, I guess? But then there's winter, summer, so do I sleep more in the winter or something? I don't really get the thing of like having a specific time you should be going to bed at, and it's like as long as you sleep 8 hours, should it not be the same? But yeah, I'm no expert at sleep. By the way, our unit trip, we went to the CERN. Oh my god, what the hell? If you want to check some photos, I can send you some photos inside the CERN. Yes, please. Oh my god, I guess this thing looks kind of like the CERN. What? That's really cool. Because that's like a top secret area, I imagine, and if the AA can get the access, then that's really good. That's like a very positive thing for how technology is developing, I guess. If they are allowing students to visit and stuff and take pictures, and have field trips and ask questions, that's really good for CERN. Which I think, like with quantum computers, it's a bit less open, which is the problem that I'm trying to look at right now. Like I don't think we can get a group trip to a quantum computer lab in the UK, because it's still quite a competitive thing between countries, and it hasn't been developed to that level yet. Yes, please send me photos. Trip to CERN, that rocks immensely. Best I can boast is a little trip to Foster's and Partners studio last week. The best. You're also from London. It's cool. Yeah, I've never been in the Foster's and Partners studio. It's very big though. Tall ceilings, short desks, big lake view, very polluted lake. I think it looks very yellow, so it doesn't look extremely pleasant now. But still, having water outside is definitely nice though. But yeah, loads of desks is crazy. I mean, it just feels like you're just duplicated 80 times in that studio. Yeah. What do you think of the Foster studio? You like it? Did you meet the man himself? Had a crazy trip in the EU. Jesus. All right. I only had a 3-day field trip, so I'm really not jealous at all. So was it like a 7-day field trip around the EU? Where did you go, Zhao? Do you or Finn know if I were to export Rhino files into Blender, how am I supposed to clean up the topology so I can render easier? I guess, yeah, Finn's answering that, so I don't know. Labao, don't sweat it, man. Even just observing is plenty of opportunity to learn something. I love to hone my Photoshop skills. Watching collage work is great. Nice. We'll be getting to that. So yeah, we'll be collaging. I think with Photoshop, it's literally just like practice. Like you have to like repeat an action a lot of times to get a hang of it. It's just too many things you can do in Photoshop, and like listening to a command is hard to remember. You just have to like, but what I would enjoy. Okay, I'll show you what I find the most satisfying about Photoshop these days. Let's say I drag some random stuff into this. I'll just drag a picture. Right, so I organize my files quite well. You guys can't see shit. I'll just do a quick zoom in of my organized files, my layers. Before I would just leave them all unorganized, and I did that for years. But now this is my joy. Maybe I'm getting old, but everything is in a group, and that helps me a lot because I can pick out the base, the dome. I don't know why I have a layer just for the dome, but I have all the mines. So these are all the extraction from mines that I'm collaging on. Oh, you guys can't see. God damn. Fuck. Okay, how do I show this? My froggy face is covered. Maybe I need to go up here. Yeah. Alright, we've transported. Okay, so I've got a layer for all the mining stuff. You see, these are all the things I've changed to this side. I have one for all the Disney stuff. Disney mainly has to do with resorts and being able to live near a very private facility, and opening that up through having more people and the train station here. And then I have the Washington Mall, which is the secrecy of it and the monumentality. And then I have the buildings that I'm keeping. So I think years ago I would have just gone in and just like rushed things. This is why I think I'm gonna do a reel on this, because I think it's quite or something I find quite helpful. It's the wall, and now if it makes it much more efficient when you think about what you're trying to do and make a strategy for it. But that also comes from a lot of practice first, I think, to even be able to strategize it. So I don't really know what I'm trying to say here, but it's just that right now I'm see, I have one for filters as well. So I definitely enjoy a more planned out workflow now. So I'll show you a mistake I made when I was doing this wall part. So I was rushing it. So they're all made of individual pieces, right? So all these are individual pieces. So when I was doing this corner here, let's just move these out. When I was doing this corner here, what would be the best way is to make a brush, probably, but I don't know how to do that. And there's still a lot of things I don't know. True. yeah. It's probably really easy. But what I do is I just overlap them, right? And I just, this is not bad either. And, you know, I just do this, and then I make another one, spin it a little bit, and then make another one. Oh, and then make another one and spin it. Which is, you know, this is simple stuff. It doesn't take too long. It's repetitive, but it's kind of meditative, so I don't mind it. But what I did instead was let's see. Let's just get these out. What I did instead is I placed all the large chunks first, which sounds kind of logical, right? So I placed all these large chunks first, and then started adding the small bits, right, like that. But what happens here is that they don't cover each other in a consistent way. So if I did it the previous way, this one will overlap this one, this one will overlap this one, and this one would then overlap this one. But now this one overlaps this one. So now when I go to trim these individual edges, which is what I'm going to do, so I have to trim it like this, exactly at the point where they intersect. Trim it to the point where they're supposed to intersect at another point. and trim it like this. So that looks how I want it to be. But now, instead of just doing this in order of this, I have to now do, you know, I have to select this one. I have to do this one and then trim it twice instead of just doing one and then going to the next one. So I'll now have to trim this one 2 different sides instead of trimming this one. If that makes sense. I mean, it's not a big deal, so I'm not gonna try too hard in explaining it, but it's just something I kind of realized when I was doing this. So now, yeah, I have to trim. So this one is overlapping this one, so now I have to select this one and then I'll trim it like this. It's just not in the order that would be the most efficient later on, even though it might be quicker to do at the start to make it look like it's done. But I guess it's not a big deal. It's not like really big details that you're gonna immediately spot anyways, I guess. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention real quick. Yeah, this shadow is where's the shadow? Oh yeah, it's here. So I can delete that. Yeah, cool. But yeah, the next thing I need to do is to make it more legible, because right now there's definitely a lot of overlaps of stuff that don't completely make sense. You know, it just pokes out. I'm not gonna go too hard because this is just a collage concept, so it's not like you have to be able to walk exactly from this path onto this path onto this path and then figure out how to get to here. This is just to this is to kind of take rigorous inspiration from existing architecture that have already been designed by people for a purpose that is, you know, it's the realist that it can be. I'm not designing anything myself. I'm taking people's designs and completely learning from that. I'm not even at the learning stage yet. I'm literally just looking at people's existing things, which to some degree works and to some degree doesn't work in some ways. So right now I'm looking at what works in their designs. For example, the monumentality of the Washington Mall. But then also I need to critique the privacy of it, the secretive aspect of it. I'm learning from the openness of the niobium mine and how nothing is hidden, and these factories where everything is exposed because it's just a remote location that no one bothers to look at. But then I'm criticizing the fact that it is in a remote location, and I'm bringing it into a location that puts it next to the technology that it fits into. This is the quantum computer lab. So this hopefully helps people visualize the effects of these technologies, and not in a way that I don't support technologies or don't support quantum computers, but it's just to give people a unbiased understanding of how these things work and what are required for these things to work. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. Yeah, Fosters and Partners is on a little Thames dock. The studio itself was brilliant. Not allowed to take any photos, but we were given a little tour of the main studio and workshops. It was cool as fuck. Oh god, we got a future Foster's employee here. That's cool, man. That's great. That's great. Giving any seeing any studio is great because you get much more than the website. I imagine. But yeah, try to learn as much as you can about them, and make a good choice for yourself when you go work there. There's like 5 people in my studio that works at Foster's right now, and I mean they all have mostly positive feedback, I would say, even though it's long hours. The most of them say you get great parties, you get paid well, which I think is definitely the most redeeming quality about Foster's and why you appreciate it, because even though you work long hours, you do get paid better than most people, and you get a great resume. Yeah. I'm so used to modeling in Blender because I use that entirely for P1, but it doesn't seem to be that accurate, and I gotta find a job. Lamau. Matthew Brother. Accurate? If I can find a job with my third year project, I think you'll be fine. But like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's good that you are considering that. But then, so you're trying to be accurate in Blender. Huh. I mean, you're gonna be doing visualization mostly anyways as a part 1. So I feel like as long as you can visualize somewhat practical buildings, you'll probably be fine. And if you can do a CAD drawing, you'll be completely fine. I mean, Rhino I think is good for CAD drawing, so as long as you can do some CAD drawing or whatever you use, man, I think you'll be fine. We went to Paris, Berlin, Amsterdam. Oh, Jesus Christ, how many? Geneva, Brussels. Wow, that's not even like that close together, is it? Oh my god. I guess like it's at least in a few different countries. Oh, that's so nice. We went to one island, which is great, by the way. We went to Canaries. It was great, but definitely a bit short, I guess. I wish we could do like field trip every term. How cool would that be? Because I feel like every field trip you get very close with your friends, but then like you just go into a different unit next year and you never get to get a field trip again. That. But yeah, good food, Zao, I imagine. What's the best food you had on that trip? That's my most important question. We were planning to get into ESA, but got rejected due to security reasons. But we went to the EU Parliament. Jesus. That's that AA funding, baby. What is the ESA? Oh, European Space Agency. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's my dream. Oh. That's... Wow. I would love to feel like a little ant in whatever space facility I can be in. Put on a little clean suit, whatever, the suits, the COVID suits, and walk around and hear my own breathing. Go inside some big ass chamber. Sounds really cool. EU Parliament. Let me see what that looks like. EU Parliament. Oh wow, it's huge. Jesus Christ, big pancake. It's kind of like the Foster's office. Yeah, that's nice. Oh wow, it's literally circular on the outside too. Didn't expect that. I thought it'd be some crazy like square building. Big pancake. That's huge. Were there people in there? It was just empty? Jesus. That's a lot of people, man. How much time do you spend on Photoshop drawing? It really depends. For this collage, I spent so far, I guess depends if you count research and image sourcing. I'd say research I spend probably 4 hours, and I when for these hours I will give you the most condensed hours, like not including like eating, taking a piss, talking to people. This is like actually doing those things. Research I'd say maybe not 4 hours. The research I think 3 hours maybe. Maybe research for 4 hours, let's say. I guess you have to think as well, because research is not just finding information. You have to kind of highlight things and think about it. I say 3 to 4 hours for research. Image sourcing, it took me a few tries to get things right. I had to source the site image, which this is a really high resolution photo, which I follow this YouTube tutorial to do it. Like, this is not just a Google Map image, even though it is from Google Map. It basically takes, you see these squares here? These are individual screenshots. And the thing basically stitches these together. It's called Fireshot. And if you search up whatever high-res Google Maps picture tutorial on YouTube, it should come up. But this program takes individual pictures. It zooms into Google Maps and takes individual photos of each zoom-ins and then stitches it together to be a super high-res photo. So this background photo is probably around 80 megabytes, which is huge. And then for sourcing all the individual photos, I have around 30 of them, I would say. But then for the first 20, so I did 20, and then I realized that they weren't to scale, as in I weren't to scale, whatever, they weren't to scale. And then I tried to take it so that it would be to scale, so it would be easier when I place it onto my Photoshop file that they will all be the same size, so I don't have to scale each individual one, because all the buildings aren't the same size. So then I repeated that, and so sourcing the image with making mistakes and doing it the second time together probably took, I did it yesterday, it's on stream, so maybe an hour or two. Maybe I overestimate how long it takes. Maybe an hour and a half. It's just me screenshotting references, like Disney, Washington Mall, and Mines. And then for the actual collaging, which is also on the stream yesterday, I think that was like, I was streaming for what, 3-4 hours? Let's check. Yesterday at school, I streamed for almost 4 hours. So yeah, I guess I would say collaging I did 2.5 hours then, around that, 2 hours, 2.5 hours at school, and then I did another almost 2 hours at home yesterday. But home I work a bit slower because the internet speed, I'm remoting onto my desktop at school, so it's a bit slower. So I guess somewhat around 4 hours for the collaging, just the actual collaging in the Photoshop, 2 hours for or an hour and a half for image sourcing, and maybe another hour and a half to 2 for researching. So what? That's like what's that? 7 hours? So yeah, this thing is taking me around 7 hours. So not too bad actually. But then you take into eating and like talking to people, getting distracted. That easily is like 10 hours. That's easily like a day or two. So yeah. Possible gold mine and learning potential. Yeah, I think the weird thing is, I think when I Photoshop, you can't see me when I right click or something like that. I don't know how much you can see of the actual like commands I'm using and stuff, which maybe that's helpful, but then that would be super technical, I guess. You know, like the real tutorial stuff. But yeah, okay, I'll show you the really satisfying part I'm finding about Photoshop. And how much times I just want to be able to generate diagrams instantly. That's why my main grip with Blender right now. Do you usually draw plans and sections in Rhino? Well, the thing is, I do everything in Rhino, so that question doesn't really work for me, but I just make 2D models in Rhino for diagrams. I think Finn can also do the same in Blender. It's called Grease Pencil, I believe. Then show us some of your work, and I reckon the technical drawings were done in Rhino. Yeah, they were all done in Rhino, brother. Completely. I don't know anything else, so. And I know which ones you're talking about. I don't know if I can find them right now, but I could talk about those if you want, Matthew. Just let me know. The biggest black pill I've learned since starting my degree is just how poorly paid a lot of placements are. Good to hear. Foster's partners good in that regard. Yeah, but then you also do work overtime, so I wouldn't say they're like they're definitely well paid, but I wouldn't say they're like above and beyond any other like big firms. Like most big firms pay pretty well, but you know, Foster & Partner is notorious for working overtime, so yeah. And yeah, they showed us a little showcase of the yearly parties they have. Look genuinely bonkers, unreal. This is great. You know, I'm glad you have the excitement. This is great. I applied to it, you know, and I never heard a response. They never opened or downloaded my portfolio. So yeah, I guess try to submit early. I think that would be my only advice I can give as someone that didn't even get looked at. So probably not the person to ask, but definitely works much better if you can get someone else to deliver your portfolio. And so this is the thing. I have thought for, you know, I think in terms of getting a good job at getting a job at a big company. For a while I thought portfolio doesn't matter, right? Because of the fact that the people that work there aren't the best, don't necessarily have the best work portfolio, let's say. And this is not just me saying because I think my portfolio is better than theirs, but just in general, you can ask people this. But they don't really they have really good students, of course. They have really good students, but then they also take students that are not very good. And you can call me being mean, but just people that generally don't have as much skills in Photoshop, CAD, conceptualizing a plan or a brief, whatever. And this I thought was because they just care about having people to do the most basic stuff, which is realistically what happens. You just need someone to follow certain instructions to, you know, draw the most basic plans, which is a lot of what part 1 does. This is not a stereotype. I mean, I had to do bathroom plans and stuff, and it wasn't the hardest thing, of course. It was just, you know, laying out. It's very easy. It's basically putting a toilet, spinning it in different ways, find a circulation that works with it. I actually didn't mind it, to be honest. But the thing is, to do that, you don't need to have the most best rendering skills, the best, you know, process work, or to the best like thinking of any sort. You just need to be able to learn how to do it and follow instructions. So for a while I thought, you know, maybe it doesn't matter how good your portfolio is when you apply to a big company. It matters when you apply, and if you have the basic skills of just, you know, the borderline, you can do a CAD drawing. That's, I would say some would be borderline doesn't function, and you can still get in. But I think that mostly only applies to people that apply really early. So they do definitely take in people very early whenever they need it, because they just need people fast. But I do think portfolio now, I do think portfolio still matters, because that is how you can get people to deliver your portfolio to the company. For example, if someone asks, if I worked for a company, if I worked for Foster's and I'm already in, and someone asks me to hand their portfolio into Foster's for them, and this could be a friend or someone that asks me on the internet or something, they're like, you know, can you hand my portfolio in? This is when I think portfolio matters, because I will be very reluctant to hand in a portfolio that I don't think is good to my boss and recommend this person to work in the company. But versus if the portfolio is good, and even if it's my friend, and he has not great portfolio, I will be reluctant to do it, because first of all, the chance of you being hired is low, and it also just looks bad. So that's when I think portfolio does matter, is to get recommended by your friends or connections, or to even find connections to hand your CV and your portfolio in. So I guess you can either apply early, or you can make a really good portfolio that will make anyone want to recommend you and to deliver your portfolio. That's so far kind of my thoughts on applying to big companies. Yeah, okay, let me share you guys a really satisfying thing I've been loving about Photoshop. I wish I could make a compilation of these moments. So let's say I bring an image in. So now when I bring an image in, I try to bring it in at the very top of. So I have the mall. I've done the wall, the buildings, mall. So the next thing I'm gonna add is manufacturing facilities for quantum computers chips. So this is one, and I'm gonna group it into chip. And I'll name this specific image chip 1. So that I can have multiple images and each image will be on its own group. I can turn it off and on. The main thing about group is being able to turn off and on and apply adjustment filters to it. Okay, so I have this image and I'll take the building out, which is the only thing I really want from it. It's going to be a bit rough, but it's okay. So roughly this is something like this. And this is, I think, I don't know if people find this easy or not, but this is something I think I've gradually gotten better at, which is to blend colors. It's like those it's like I'm Bob Ross and blending paint, but I'm doing it in Photoshop. And it's just such satisfying moments. So let's say I want to blend this grass to this, right? This is like one of my favorite things to do. I just get the brightness and the hue. That's usually all it takes. So this, I know that to the right, I'm gonna make the grass greener. To the left, I'm gonna make it yellower. So this one is yellower, so I'm gonna go to the yellow side. So you just try to find a good amount of yellowness. So this is kind of yellow, you know, a bit green going to yellow. So this is kind of where I want it to be. And the second difference you see here immediately for me is the saturation. So this is much less saturated. Then I pull the saturation to the left. And just, you know, you can just drag it all the way to the end just to test out how you feel. So I think around this saturation level. And then I think this is higher contrast than this. There's much detail here. So then I will pull the white one. Right? And then this is the most satisfying part. It just starts to like get on the same level as the other grass plant. You know, you can pull it all the way over to see what it looks like and just stop it when you think it doesn't get any better. Around here, I think. And like obviously it looks a bit weird because this is like trees and this is just grass. But immediately the color at least looks like it's on the same level. So this is before. And this is just with one filter thing put on it before. One filter thing. And yeah, I find that to be extremely satisfying. Okay, I think I've talked enough. So if there's any questions right now, I'll try to answer it. If and then I'll just start collaging and keep working. Hello, Giorgio. Jojo. How you doing, man? What are you working on today, Giorgio? You having a chill day? Buddy Zhao is Mr. Worldwide, just ticking off architectural landmarks off his list. Need to get on that. Yeah. Traveling is so fun. Yeah. Studying architecture makes traveling so much more fun. And traveling is already fun. And food. Food makes traveling very fun. Let's speak Chinese hot pot. Well, you had Chinese hot pot on your field trip? That's cool. Wait, in like Brussels or like Paris? That's surprising. It's that good. Bass might have to go and check out previous streams. Possibly go mine for the village. Yeah, just let me know if there's any questions. I can see the cursor, but I don't know if I can see the R&B options. Oh. Wait, what? Oh yeah, like if I right click, then you don't see it. It's that's, I don't know how to make a show like that. That's beyond my skill level. Yeah. I just can't get OBS to stream right click like selection things. I look forward to putting my portfolio together. I haven't bothered yet. It'd be interesting if I submit it for your review. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd love to review it. So anytime, take your time. I'm good. It's nice to have your company. Damn, Giorgio. So much love. It was cozier with your presence, Giorgio. And yeah. What are you working on? Are you working on anything? I'm actually finishing up my portfolio right now. Oh, I feel like I'm just going to be exploited making bathrooms or parking lot plans for the rest of my life. Here's the thing, right? Here's another thing I realized from work. When you have to do something, you grow to like it. Like the first day, I was doing let's say hi. This is Joanna. Wait, do you want to talk about your work experience just quickly? How you? Oh, she actually has really relatable, I think, work experience stuff. Right? Giorgio is saying that he's finishing his portfolio, and bracket he says, "I feel like I'm just going to be exploited making bathroom or parking lot plans for the rest of my life."
Ah, welcome to the club. What's he saying? I'm actually finishing my portfolio. I feel like I'm. No, you won't. Is he part 1?
I would assume so, I guess.
Hi, Giorgio. My name's Joanna, and I also go to the Bartlett with Kelvino and Finley. And I also did a lot of parking lots. KFC was my creme. What's it called? Creme de la creme. And it was good. And then I actually got pretty good at it. And then I got promoted to do a Wendy's, which was great because it was the first Wendy's in northern UK. And then I did a lot of toilet schedules, which was also great. And then I started working on the school, which was great. And then I came to do my master's. But when you start off in any company, you start always on you're a little monkey and you do the work for them. But I love Wendy's. I love Wendy's too. I've actually never been to a Wendy's, but I've designed them. So if you go to a Wendy's in Manchester, I did that. But why are you thinking of applying for uni? Is he coming here? Oh, fostering partners and good in that regard. Biggest.
Hey.
Fully. Do you want me to give you a hack, guys? If you look at the AJ Top 100, you can see the salaries of Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 architects, and it's called AJ Top 100. Can I look it up?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Is this your plan? Is this your project?
Yeah, like collage.
You did this?
It's a collage onto it. But
Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to look at this plan. Wait, what was the original? This is the original.
Okay. This is the original. Oh no, this is the original. And this one.
That's wild. It literally looks like it's.
Added the giant parking. What do you think?
It looks like it's taken from Google Maps.
You know, everything is taken from Google Maps.
Oh, you've just added it together. Can I go
Maps
through
onto-
this?
Yeah.
How do I go back?
I use my mouse. Easier.
I haven't even seen your project, you know. Am I going backwards or forwards?
Like go to
Genesis.
press the I thing
Biblical.
on the InDesign one. Yeah, the I thing. Next, yeah. So they can see your screen. Yeah. Then it's all blank page after that. They're just
The quantum dilemma.
Placing images that I'm gonna need to.
What is your project?
I am trying to bring a more public engagement method for quantum computers development.
Wow.
Just trying to bring more people.
Is
make
this
quantum computer more
the Apple
accessible,
Park?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you know I've seen the model at Foster's of this. It's really cool.
Yeah,
You know-
the design. R2 was the.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, the people who worked there hated it because there was too much light and it was too exposed, and they were used to sitting in a dark room on their computer and like being gremlins, and they said that it was way too exposing, so they don't like working there, like a lot of them. Not to start beef or anything,
How'd you know that?
because I watched a whole documentary on how they designed it over summer.
That's cool because they gated off the entire place just to make it have light,
Yeah,
and now.
and they didn't want like the
Don't
actual
want
people,
light.
and also the reflection on the screens. They hated that too because it's
Oh,
all
yeah,
meant to
yeah,
be
yeah,
like
true. That is annoying, that is like-
It's all meant to be like inclusive and all that shit. This is so interesting. The Manhattan Project.
Yeah.
It's just gonna take time.
This is to map. So this is suggested by my thesis tutor, which is to understand the social.
Is this to do with Bernard Schumi? Or am I making that up?
Sorry.
Never mind. Keep
Is
going.
it built by?
No, but Bernard Schumi had these drawings called the Manhattan Project.
Oh really?
I think so. Anyway.
But it's to understand the social dynamics of large secretive projects. So quantum computer being a secretive project today, and a giant technology project of scientists, right? And this being a past project. But this is definitely more secretive. But it's to see why it's secretive and what kind of product secretive social organizations give. So the scientists. So these are the different sites at the top. Try to show you are now my cursor.
Oh.
So these are the sites that the different campuses for this thing was. So these are the list of the tiers of people that work in the project, the main people. So these are the government officials. These are the people that does their duties. These are the main scientists, secondary scientists, the laborers, companies, and to see where exactly they were based. So only one person travels across the sites.
Wow.
And kind of has connections to so these lines are connections between sites.
Mhm.
So these are friendships which forms between people, and most of the collaboration is done within just one site between people that do not connect with each other beyond collaborations for the project. So there's only one line, so this line connects, which shows the spying. So this person is literally just checking if this guy's a spy, which he turns out to be a spy. And the only other social connection is between Oppenheimer and like Fermi or something. So Oppenheimer is the only other person that speaks to other people other than just scientific research level stuff. So it's very separated in terms of scientific research and the intention of what this thing does, and the government's agenda for it. And this is probably tragic. And so this kind of looks at how many connections each person has, how much.
Why is Truman not connected to anyone?
Truman?
Yeah.
Because he's barely like, I don't think he is a part of, like he wouldn't be talking to Oppenheimer, he wouldn't be talking to these people. He would only be
Oh my
talking
god,
to
the Manhattan Project is in Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
Manhattan Project.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just realized it all just clicked in my head.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what this is.
Wow. And this guy was a spy.
Yeah.
Wow. It's so dense in the InDesign.
Oh, I love.
Yeah, that's so true.
Much about the research show.
Oh yeah.
No regulation, though. It doesn't fit the regulation. Doesn't fit the regulation.
Like the thing is, right, that the recent comment on the post saying kind of we need to bring back old architectures, and like this project studies all the way from the oldest time, like 50,000 years before Christ, and I might collage pieces of old architecture onto my new plans, but I'm not gonna directly bring those things in because it's about the spatial organization of those things, not about the aesthetics of those things and the materials of those things. You have to interpret them more than just the way they look. It's like, because the guy's point is mostly, it seems that they're beautiful, therefore we need to bring it back. But we don't just copy things from the past, we need to interpret it in a way that fits what we we can find beautiful things today that we designed today. We don't need to just copy things back because there's no intelligence in that. You're barely studying the thing for what it is. So yeah, it's just.
I just saw. Actually, Kelvin, if I send you a couple of images I made for the portfolio, could I get a quick critique?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah!
Of course, anytime.
Joanna spitting all facts, no printing. Collage is bonkers and looks so good, even unfinished. Apple Park is so cool. I saw the model when I went to FP2.
Yeah, we need Joanna to come present the full portfolio at some point.
I will.
Can we get a W Joanna so she comes present her full project at some point?
She's gonna get 4 mil.
Yeah, get 4 mil on the reels.
I can do it. Well, I can do my interim submission.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
I'll do my interim. Because right now I'm still cooking the art.
Your undergrad, your application, you know.
I can do it next Tuesday if you want.
After tutorial. Yeah. Sounds good.
Because I'll do it after my DR.
Yeah, I'll be.
Or maybe next Wednesday. I'll do next Tuesday evening if I'm not sleep deprived.
Sounds good.
I'll probably be sleep deprived. Let's do Wednesday. Apple Park is so cool. I saw the model when I went to FB. Craziest thing about it to me is how the glass facade curtain is low bearing, can't wrap my hair around. Looks something like a yeah. That was gorgeous when they did that. And they put all the electronics and everything through the where they join the glass. What's it called? The mullions. Mullion?
Yeah, mullion. Yeah. The things that bind the window.
Yeah. Manhattan Project was also the code name for yeah, I just kind of had a brain. I did not connect the dots for the hydrogen bomb.
I don't know too much about that, to be honest. I'm not an expert on that.
Did you watch Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Sloppy Oppenheimer. He was a bit of a top getter, I'd say.
My favorite scene of Oppenheimer is when they talk to his wife at the end, and she lures them in, and then drops the law on them.
Hydrogen bomb.
Yeah. Clay, this
What's
is so
the law?
good. I can't remember, but she's like being interrogated, and then she's playing dumb, and then eventually they clock on, or she's like reeling them in for them to. Let me get it up.
Put that shit up, Jamie.
Jamie?
Just love using a private browser, right? Fine. They can't see it, but don't.
Oh.
They can't. They're not supposed to see. This is.
Oh.
But if you just go on to
Thinking about you.
you can find. Were you trying to find an image or like actually like?
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, let's just open his email real quick.
Let me just open his bank account. This one. I know they can't see it. I've popped on.
I can put it on where they could see it. I'm trying to play this video now.
How do we? Can you hear it?
I can hear it, yeah.
How can you hear it? Oh, I don't want that. Anyway, watch that, and
Yeah,
it's
okay.
good. And then she like clocks on, and I will leave you with that, fellow viewers. Peace out.
W you wanna?
What does W
We
mean?
got a W you wanna in the chat,
I
please?
thought you were the Gen Z.
What does that mean?
Are you kidding?
Oh,
Of course I know. W
I
Joanna.
thought you were the one who does all the
They all
slang.
think you're Joanna now.
Oppenheimer is 10 out of 10. God damn, this rocks.
Yeah, that's we love a bit of attention spam on people.
It's so delayed.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't like that face.
I don't think it's even close. Oh, it is close.
Oh my god, it's like so delayed.
Oh. Going to war. Oh.
Thanks, guys. My name is actually spelt Joanna with an I. It's Ioana.
Oh. Very. Did you add the mist already, or is it? Get that one in there. That's crazy. Like the gist of the how you does it get punched. What are you working on, Yona?
I am currently doing my design realization document, in which, in 4th year at the Bartlett,
It's basically building regulations.
it's building regulations. So
Not even.
not even. But we have a presentation on Tuesday in which we present with other units and talk about each 4 sections. So we have one section which is the introduction of the project, the second is the structural resolution, and the third is the environmental performance of the building, and the fourth is entrepreneurialism and delivery. And so I'm currently doing bullet points for each one and finishing my chapter 1. But I'm cooking. So we'll see. And I'm trying to design 4 greenhouses and 1 seed bank in Retiro Park in Madrid, which will adapt seeds to evolve past the point that we leave to Mars.
What building regulations are you thinking about?
I don't know. BC. B is fire, no?
I have no idea. BC.
Wait, go on the next picture. Oh, he doesn't care.
Only one. Okay. Bro, I had to lock in. Bro, I had to lock in.
Okay, bye team.
See you. You don't have purpose. Yeah.
When?
That's last year.
Oh, wait, she's eating it.
Alright. Enough pulling around. Right. See if there's any. Alright guys, I'm gonna get to the collage, and I hope you all have a good work session. And yeah, let me know if there's anything I could help with, or if there's any good chat. So yeah, okay, cool. How do I send your stuff? If you go to my Instagram highlights, there is a list of things that will be nice to include when you email me it. Yeah, that's just the standard procedure I have done for my portfolio reviews, and it makes my life a lot easier. So yeah, it will be on there. It's not a portfolio, doesn't matter. It's fine. If it's just images, it's fine. But like, yeah, if you just read it, it gives you things like what are you, if there's anything you want to specify, like what should I comment on, like how direct the review should be, and it also just says that you're comfortable with me sharing it publicly. So yeah, it's very simple. I accept anything. I don't just do portfolios. I accept, you know, if it's video, if it's images, if it's an essay, you know. But that's the standard procedure for like me getting files. Amazing. Thank you, Jojo. Very excited, man. I've not seen your work, so I'm very excited. Alright, I'm gonna start photoshopping, guys. See you guys in some time. I'm locked in.
They are actually huge. I did 4K, like the numbers from 4K dimensions, like the same aspect ratio, but then I made it millimeters. So it's probably like 4 meters by something. But yeah, I just made it really big for no reason, and now I too late to change it. So these pages are actually huge. Billy is making a story-sized board. Call that storyboarding. Yeah, basically a floor play each page. Yeah, why not? You know, size matters. The bigger the portfolio, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, and I'm definitely not home. Let's just say that. So far from home, you call me Spider-Man. They're COVID virus. Yeah, I know. Yeah, these. They do. You're right. Yeah, I just got the flu a week ago, so I'm not very fond of COVID virus right now. I forgot to buy lunch today, or bring lunch today. The school canteen or cafe is closed on the weekends, so now I'm taking Finn's pistachios. Thanks, Jojo. What time did you say you need to go? Cashew close second. I really like macadamia nuts as well. 6 UK time. Okay, great. Do I do it now?
Check it out. Just for you, Jojo. But thanks for writing such a thoughtful email. Hey, Kelvin. I'm submitting my portfolio for bachelor's soon. I can read it, right? I can read it out loud. Someone watching seems like a safe number. Don't worry, maybe they'll come in after I start looking at it. Okay, let's look at it now. I'm gonna put it on some pages. You will be in my portfolio, Jojo. How do you feel about that? Oh, 9 images. Okay, quite a few, my brother. This is the thing. I think like if people are able to come on to stream and send me their portfolio or images, like I think I prioritize those. I think it's more engaging to have the person here. You know, it'd be even greater, which I think, Jojo, I'm doing this for you because you've been around and I love you. But I think I'll do only because right now there's a decent queue for portfolios. I have about like 30 I haven't reviewed. It'd be great if people. I'll let people skip ahead of all those people if they can come on to stream and present it. I think that's the most engaging method for me, and I think for people. I would love to have their portfolio presented, so that's how I'm gonna try to do it in the future. I'm just gonna save your images. They are supposed to be vignettes, not really like a full page render, you know. Gotcha. I'll pop them on and then I'll read your email. Maybe I'll make a PDF out of it. I do this, convert to Adobe PDF. Yeah, okay. Okay, they're kind of okay. Wait, what the hell just happened? Okay. They're not the highest resolution, are they? Wait, from what I'm seeing, and right, they're quite small. That's cool. I'll just zoom out, I guess. Almost like a mock crit. I mean, if that's how you want it, I could do that, but I'm just doing like a chill review right now. Let me get some more nuts and I'll read your email now. Hey Kelvin, I'm submitting my final portfolio for my bachelor's soon, and I was going to put these images in. Just wanted to hear your opinion. Just a couple of notes. I'm okay with you posting it or sharing it, but please consider that architecture is taught very differently here in Italy. We do not choose our projects and have a distinction between theoretical courses and design laboratories. Also, please consider that I am definitely not technically skilled in image creation or rendering. I have a much more profound interest in history and theory of architecture rather than design. Gotcha. This said, the following images are post-digital collages. What does post-digital mean? I was very inspired by some of the images I saw at the Architectural Association. Cool. Okay, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to send me higher res, then you can do it quickly. Then that'd be great. But otherwise, I'm fine looking at these. just as some guidelines to understand, the first two images are of a house designed within an 8 times 8 meter cube. The second two images are of a community center in the periphery of Treviso. And the last four are of a theater in Hamburg I designed last year. Okay. I'm interested in any technical advice you might have on how to improve these images before I submit. Okay, cool. Are they aligned?
Yeah.
Just, nice. Yeah, very different, eh? Yeah, it's like the Revenant,
Yeah.
and then like the
North.
yeah. Nice.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said about his email?
So what you said.
Yeah, so he's like, he's more interested in history and theory, but these are part of the portfolio he's submitting for bachelor's soon. He wanted more so on technical advice. And they're in chapters. So the first. So the first
8 by 8 meter cube for the first two, right?
yeah, two images of a house designed with 8 by 8 meter cube. Okay, cool. I can send again if you need. We're just gonna start talking about it and then
So this is the cube one and the next
yeah.
one.
I think Giorgio, you need to say what the vision is for this. Like what feeling are you trying to get? I guess right now I'm feeling quite like Barcelona Pavilion. Like very sculptural.
It's also a little
kind
bit
of-
surrealist.
Yeah.
You get that kind of like. Can I see the other one? And this
Second one.
this one as well. Is it this one?
No, okay, right. It's not in order. Pasta, okay, so it's these two together.
Okay.
These two.
So just technical.
I mean,
it's
honestly,
quite
it
cool,
looks
man.
it looks really
It looks
cool.
cool.
It's very painterly. I like that a lot. You're very like Super Studio or like Renku House Collage.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to give technical advice because it doesn't seem like it seems sort of stylized to be kind
True.
of non-technical almost.
Yeah.
I'd maybe the window could add like a little bit more depth. You know what I mean? Like just like where the mullions,
Yeah.
just a little shadow. Would be one thing. I think that would help. Like just give it a little bit more like.
I think if the guy sitting on the ducking down, if he's a grown person, then I think he's a bit small.
Maybe. Reflection in the water a little bit maybe as well.
Yeah, like 'cause I think
Otherwise, I think it's a really nice image.
yeah,
to be
as a
fair.
collage, I really don't think you need to be that technical with it. So I think maybe a higher res file would help. But it looks great, honestly. I don't nothing like if I was doing just an honest portfolio review, I would say positive things about this.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I wonder if. Yeah, it's hard because it's like you could add stuff on the walls, but then it gets into like the actual design
Yeah.
of the building.
Yeah.
But if we're just talking technical,
Like 'cause yeah, like we don't get to
maybe
see.
a little bit shadow in the window, just because the window looks a little bit like flat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just tiny shadows on like the left hand side of each.
Oh
like-
right, on the edges.
Yeah, just like. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
can you get it up in Photoshop?
You're sweating like that?
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes it's easier just to like play with it in Photoshop. You just go clipboard.
I guess what thin means is like
On the other, like on the, like this side and this side of the,
shadows by
yeah, left side.
and just like
I mean, yeah. And then under the horizontal one.
Yeah, he gets the point. Though.
But yeah. Maybe just something like that. Maybe something in the window as well. Like something happening inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah, Georgia, what are you trying to do with these images? Just refine the way it already is, or are you trying to add things? What's the feeling you're trying to get? I think we should also go to the, I think, there's no, because it's a collage, and is there a point of making it like super crazy? I don't know.
No, but it's just, I guess it just depends.
Let's see the next. Let's just see the next one, and then.
But yeah, it's a nice image. I wouldn't go crazy with it. Just general opinion. Nice. Yeah, good. I would say.
What general opinion? It's good. Pretty good. I think as like a vignette to show a feeling or an idea of a thing, this is completely great. Like I wouldn't add to it. I kind of like how simple it is in a way. So I wouldn't do too much. You know, because if you start adding shadows to a lot of things, then you have to add shadows to everything, and then that becomes a lot more work. Let's see. Okay, so the next one would be. Okay, well, so I think this one, I guess. Okay.
This one's also nice. I would make the duvet seem like less like a photograph.
That's kind of funny.
Like just like shot.
The Nike. Is it you, Giorgio? Since I really admire you and your work, I'm interested in what you think and if I'm looking for something specific. Okay. Oh wow.
No, it's just an opinion. Yeah, no, it looks nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. Like this is definitely like very above average collaging.
I think it would be also useful to know like what's the concept behind a lot of it, because it's hard to like, how do we know what's good? Like
yeah,
because you can't really analyze whether something achieves its intention.
Like I guess it seems like you're going for like somewhat abstracted kind of collage, and for that I think you're doing a great job, because not everything is super technical. It's simple, and this gives me the feeling of it's kind of sad, but like sad but rich, you know. It's like it's like I'm lonely, but I got money, you know. Even though it is a small house, I know, but it looks like a very cool house, unique house. You know what I mean? Painting by Massimo Scalari. Cool. Hop on a call. The thing is, if you hop on a call, only one of us can hear it.
Oh, but I don't. I mean, I can go on the stream as well. Just like listen. If I have
That
an
would be
opinion.
delayed. I mean, I think next time, Giorgio, let's hop on a call. But just because I do have to do some work as well in a bit, so I just want to make sure. I think I also want to make sure both of us can hear it for next time. I'll bring a speaker to school or something. Maybe. Fuck, but then that doesn't. I need to get one of those headphone adapters. Actually, I could use. Could do this. All right, Giorgio, do you want to hop on a call? Let's do Discord. And you can literally put the images on your screen as well, if the high res ones. I'm just connecting my headphones now. How does this work? So basically, I think if you go to my server and then you go to voice channels, and you just click on the general one on Discord. And then you can start sharing a screen, and then I can join your sharing session, I believe.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Nice.
I should really like this. No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It looks more, I guess it does look more ceramic than soil. But
Yeah.
that maybe that's what's,
Yeah, because I think it will probably end up being more of a film.
yeah. Is there a place where I can find a link to the server? Yeah, it's in the description. So it's this. Can you see what I can't see? It's this thing right here. Like, you see where my name is? If you click on this, okay. Well, it says even here. Yeah, cool.
Brother, I haven't not done a site plan, so
Are you edging it?
I'm doing the Waldorf method.
You're gonna bust? Just typical dude shot. Ben doesn't want to do a site plan, or he has not done a site plan in a very long time. He's building up. That's our tutor's method, is that they don't let us design for a long time, so that the urge to design builds up a lot, and then you start designing and you go crazy.
Yeah, the edge method. Fascinating technique. Seems a little bit silly to me. A little bit. I just want to make stuff.
I hope the tutor's watching.
I prefer the goon method.
Gooning you fellas at UCL now. Yeah, that's the top research method.
Am I last tomorrow? Did you? Yeah. I'm last.
Yeah, I believe
okay,
last,
good,
yeah.
okay, good.
Come on, Giorgio. Like if you don't have, if it takes too long, then maybe it's better we just look at the images. You're in? So if you just go to the general voice chat channel in this one and click this. It's interesting how different institutes approach projects differently. I'm at Hertfordshire, and I feel, from what I've seen of your portfolio at least, we don't get nearly the same freedom of surrealism. Everything is so slow. But then again, Bartlett is top 1 in the UK.
World.
I think we're at top 1 in the world.
Yeah, it is quite different, and that's what we were talking about this yesterday. It seems like that's the Bartlett is like an academic place. It doesn't like some schools seem a bit more like almost like polytechnics, where it's like you're learning a skill set of like this is like how you do like what we understand architecture to be. So it's like, okay, this is how you design walls, doors, roofs, blah 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 blah. But I think in the Bartlett there's more emphasis on like this kind of pre-questioning of like, okay, what should we be doing? What should we even be doing as architects in the first place? It's like kind of asking the questions that come before all of that.
That's a cool way. Yeah. I've never thought about that.
So it's more of like a type of research into like. I mean, that's why it encompasses stuff like sociology, like world making, politics, ethics, all these things, because it's like you're kind of concerned with like a broader.
Yeah. Very good point.
Giorgio, what's wrong, man?
Catch me as studying at Bartlett by proxy. I'm a Bartlett student vicariously and in spirit, Lamau. My course is a lot of focus on context. Obviously that's important, but if you do something too crazy,
I mean,
Do you want to
context
respond to this?
is like the thing is, I think there's this misconception that like, oh, Barley projects are like
No context.
just crazy, no context, which sometimes is true.
Yeah, sometimes.
But
But like any Bartlett tutor would make you do context first though. Like
Oh, yeah,
they're very much aware of the context thing.
huge emphasis.
It's just because they make you do it like they make you go so far from like after you've done context, they make you do so much more than it that it doesn't seem like context.
It's almost like the
It's
context
done.
goes beyond just like a site. It's like context,
Yeah.
like socially, politically, like yeah, I don't know.
Like I don't think like my project might be crazy, but I think I know more about my context than most. 100%, like 99%. And if you look at the projects this year, 80% of my portfolio right now is research and context, not just in the way of the site, in the history of the entire idea of prediction, like just one aspect of quantum computer, which is prediction, and I have to look at the history of the entire thing, and learn from each and critique each. Look at the site at which each one is done, critique the spatial qualities of each. But because the images are so flashy for most projects, people tend to think there's no context. But like, think about it. It's like the tutors are so. They've been teaching this thing for years, and they've been getting these kind of comments for years. So they're not like unaware of it, and they just they only care about visuals. Like this, I think context is quite a fundamental thing that we do. I can't say for everyone, but
like
okay, maybe you can look at those images for. Then some tutors really scrutinize it. My current project is a conservation area in an old Hartford, and it feels quite restricted in what I'm allowed to or expected to produce.
but your thing is that's just low expectations kills students' creativity, I think. Like you shouldn't ever be harsh to do it, but you should also like push, like you should never be restricted. And also like this stuff of like, oh, things are in a conservation area, that in itself is a thing you can critique. Like, why do we have conservation area? Like, if I was approaching a project like that, I mean, I had a whole seminar series last year on like heritage studies, like critical heritage studies, and it's like this practice of making things conserved, like saying, okay, things are like frozen in time now. From now on, we keep it this way and we conserve it as it is. That's not like necessarily like an objectively good endeavor, and like that's quite like that's like a type of thing that spawns out of like an 18th century like romanticization of the past. It's like this. It's quite like a. I mean, there's loads of stuff tied up with like conservation as like a kind of problematic thing sometimes, because it's like by making something conserved, you're also saying you're kind of removing it from like the process of like living, essentially. Like you remove it from its process and you make it like a kind of an artifact that's like become like museumified, which you actually sort of, in trying to conserve things, you actually remove a lot of what makes that thing what it is. So like, you know, if I was to approach a project where that was like one of the restrictions, I would almost do something that's completely against that, as a way.
Yeah. Like there's definitely a point of like, you know, it could be a cool restriction to have a conservation area. The same way kind of like the site should constrain you to a certain degree. And like both sides, it's like interesting, right? Sometimes you question it, sometimes you take it, sometimes you question other things. But I guess as long as you are aware that you can do that, and that is a method, that is fundamentally the thing that I guess just knowing that it can happen other ways or why you're doing it is important. Not necessarily like there's only one good way to go about it, but
yeah, because like if by doing a project where you just follow all these conservation areas, or like planning them, what are you learning?
Yeah, like maybe like if it's in a conservation area, you should know exactly why it's a conservation area. What is a conservation area? Where does conservation areas come from?
and what are the different types of conservation areas. What classifies a place to be able to be a conservation area.
Who is declaring?
Yeah,
a
who's-
conservation
yeah.
area? Like who are the like controlling parties in this thing? Like, how can your project somehow subvert that narrative?
Mm.
You might not want to, but like it's just interesting things to think about. Where these sort of quote unquote constraints of the real world in an academic setting should be things that you're challenging almost always and subverting, because the whole point of being in academia, your project's never going to get built. My project's never going to get built that I'm doing in university. So the point is not to actually make something that's buildable, but it's to see like how can the architectural project itself be a tool for questioning and researching our reality.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
think about the project itself as what's real, not the building you're designing.
Yeah, and like I guess it's good to have like a grand, like a vision for your project and like wanting it to be something outside of it. But I guess that's like context, right? You should know everything about the conservation area before anything. And Jake presented his brief the other day, and he also has a very restrictive brief of you have to build this size of a building on this plot of land with this program, it must do this, which is to let this community through. It has to perform jazz festivals at certain times of the year, and it also has to be a sports facility. And it's for the Olympic of South Africa in certain in like 2020, whatever, 6 or something. So it's a very specific brief. But if you so what we talked about was just like understanding each part of those things. Like Jake does really good research. He does a lot of research on everything about his site, and that's amazing. So it gives us so much more things to talk about. And we talked about like things like what sports getting played. If it's basketball, then what are the roots of basketball getting, like basketball never started in a arena, right? It never started in a drawn line boundary with a net. It probably started something with a bucket, like cricket is a project that our friend is doing in this unit. And our tutor is helping her analyze the colonial roots of cricket, of a game that was played by, so I'm not an expert on this, so I might be wrong at certain points, but started by a certain local community for fun, played out in the open with rules that are improvised, with games that's made to include more people rather than to say that only certain people can play these and only can be played in stadiums. And when the people came to this land to try to colonize it, that's what they do, is they take your local culture and they softly put certain restrictions on it. And if they're interested in play it, then they will make it according to their rules to formalize this game as something they can, I guess, I don't know what it is, but it can be something.
You kind of sanitize and like tame a thing. And like if you look at this is like our tutors talk about this a lot, but if you look at a lot of games, systems like manners, for example, like politeness and all these things, all of these things seem kind of innocent on the surface, but they actually kind of emerged out of this long process of like trying to control mass amounts of people and kind of tame and like order things such that they can become like profitable somehow. But this is like quite deep.
I think it's also to like appropriate land as well, to say that now you must play this game in this place that we designate you to play in, and play it to this audience that we can make a profit out of.
Yeah. Well, it's like mapping in general. Like remember the whole project of mapping things cartographically. Yeah. Like on a grid, in like the Cartesian style is in effect like a way of like you can't escape then like the categorization of land, and like in doing so you actually like designate things in a way that makes them like profitable or not profitable, and like all of this stuff, because if you look at old mapping systems, they weren't geographically based, they were based on like symbols or rituals or like a different sort of situated understanding of landscape, as opposed to this like
grid that spans everywhere.
Kind of abstract grid that's
you've never been to the place yet you are drawing a grid over it and dividing it into sections based on your aerial, like it's like a border, right? A border is a line, but why is it a line, and who decides where that line ends? It's a completely artificially made up concept of like I should get this square footage, and you're happy with like it's like posting at a auction or something. It's like I get 55 square kilometers. Who decides these numbers? Just like money based,
Yeah.
right? It's some kind of profit driven thing of like
Yeah, by dividing the land, it's now something that can be sold, and now something
Yeah.
that can have value, and now something that can exist within like a language of currency and of profit and of value in these things. Whereas before it exists as like resource or as like sort of relationship.
Yeah, like
But-
did they consult the people that live at the border how they want to draw it? Probably not. But I guess these ideas are not like saying what's right or what's wrong, or like that's certainly making it into a sport is wrong or anything. But it's just being aware of it, and then you can kind of have your interpretation to it. That's what I think is good. And I genuinely think like there are definitely projects about like that are not like this.
What
for
about
sure.
the planning laws?
Yeah, but I think in general there is a pretty good requirement of site understanding and research. It's just that the visuals sometimes are too over the top.
Yeah.
and makes you think that. And like Harvard, I asked a student at Harvard, right? Because these buildings most of their buildings are very plain, quite simple. Not that it's a bad thing.
Oh my
And I just said, is there a kind of how come the facade is the model is like a 3D printed model? It's like how come there's no kind of articulation of render that shows materiality and kind of details of these things? Because you can detail a facade. How could that possibly be a bad thing, right?
That's why.
If you design a facade to be beautiful, how could that be a bad thing? And then you can be sustainable about it, whatever. And how could that possibly be a bad thing to have a beautiful facade? But I guess what his response was is that having a bland facade gives more importance to the ideas of the building, which fair enough, it probably does. It makes you not care about the facade and care more about the spatial organizations. But I think what could be even better is if you do both. And sometimes people, when they see a beautiful facade, they dismiss the spatial arrangement inside of the thing and the logic inside of it. And I guess that's what he's trying to escape from. But it's almost like if you just look at the portfolio a bit more and you don't jump to the conclusion that because it has a beautiful facade, therefore it has no meaning behind it. That is why we have modernist buildings, of plain ass buildings, because people dismiss the idea of ornaments as something that is superficial, right? But then does having beautiful buildings mean the interior is shit? No. Does it necessarily mean that? Not at all, right? So I guess it's I guess looking a bit more into these things than just
Yeah, it's almost like the more context you do look into, the crazier it gets. Because like, if you think of context as just like, okay, sun path, climate, and then like planning law, for example. But then if you start looking at like, okay, well, who designed the planning law? That's like a bit of site research. Or like who prescribed this land? Who demarcated this land as like owned by these people, for example? Or who lives here? Who used to live here? Like all of these things, like they give you a much more rich sort of vocabulary to
How
design
people
with.
interact with the site.
And how people interact with the site. But like
really the people that interact with it, not like
and who doesn't
what you
interact
think.
with the site, you know?
Yeah.
And why don't they? And like it's like questioning even deeper.
Yeah.
And the more you do that, it's like, okay, your building is like exists on
Yeah.
all of these levels of like
Like it's like you look at Finn's render right now, right? You're like, fuck, you know nothing about his project, and you're like, oh, this is just about the project. It's beautiful, but it's got no like no rigorous study.
actually it's about fish.
But this guy has like 5 fucking books on the specific ritual that he's studying in this location. He's interviewed a guy that lives there and started these rituals. He almost went there, but he should have
I
gone there.
have been there before.
He has gone there before, and so they make sure that every research that we do is from someone that's already researched a bit more than us. We're not like doing the research ourselves, but we are just reading the research that's already been done on the place. Because those people are the true researchers, because they were actually there, they've lived there, they have much more time to do the research, and we are just taking points from them. We're not doing like speculations on this is how I would use the land, this is how someone would use the land. We're encouraged to look at existing people, like specific people, and how they have used it and how they have documented it. And if they haven't documented it, then we either don't do that or or we speculate a little bit, but it's like we try to keep it to a minimum.
Yeah, the job as an architect is almost to push and pull reality as opposed to adding your own thing into a reality. If the world as it exists is a soup, you are not adding a new ingredient to the recipe. You're just stirring the soup in a way that makes it a little bit better, or maybe you're changing how much of the existing ingredients are already there. But you're not like adding your own like thing, because then I mean at some point it just becomes like an egotistic endeavor as opposed to a like social one.
Yeah, and I won't lie, a lot of my projects have been on like definitely had like not enough research. I guess at this level, but I think when I say not enough research compared to the average school, it is much more. But in terms of how I think today of how much research should go into a project, then it is definitely way less than what I would have liked.
And also like this doesn't really apply to like a real world project with because in the real world it's like, okay, people need houses, and at some point you have to compromise on like getting the perfect mix of research and sometimes you just need houses built. But like the thing is like everything we're saying kind of applies to like the academic architectural project, because when you get into the real world you're kind of working within a system, and it's a lot harder to kind of apply a lot of these things. But again, that's why like while you're in academia you should really push the boundaries of Imagine we're just talking to no one. Imagine everyone's like tuned out of the bathroom, just us.
Clip. But yeah, like and apart from just building buildings, there's other fields of architecture as well, like academia, writing, writing. There's like drafting. There's Giorgio's here. Yeah. Oh, I can hear it. Wait, I'm gonna turn it up.
See the barnacle?
Yeah. We're spilling. We're spilling.
Crab?
We're spewing right now.
The other ones?
Yeah, and I'm sure Tally has a lot of like I'm sure Tally knows a lot. So it's just sad to see people like say he can't do this or can't do that when they don't even know. And it's like when someone is good at one thing, it's like how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if someone can be this focused and put that much effort and has that much passion for one thing, they can likely do other things in the same way. And it's like a visual is just one part of it. So yeah.
Is he talking somewhere?
You can hear it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like shut the fuck up. I'm trying to get your look at my age. Yeah, sorry, Giorgio. Yeah, definitely. But don't just know that there's people that like, because I think most people on the internet, most things I read is like very practical brained, and it's fine. Like,
Pencil pushers.
That's cool. But they just know there's people that supports the other side too. That's all. If that's what you're into. How should we do this? Do you know how to share screen? Yeah.
Is he showing his portfolio?
Yeah. I don't even know how you share. Oh, it's I think on the bottom left, right? There's the share screen thing. It's behind the dog thing on my stream. See? At the bottom left of the. Are you sharing it already? Oh. Did you click the bottom left thing? Yeah, I did. And you used to that too, right? Oakville? Fuck that. Oh, I actually don't know. I'm not sure. I was.
So CJ Lim coded.
Oh, I see it. Wait. Okay, cool. I can see your screen now. Yeah, I think so.
That's gorgeous. What units?
No, I see your Discord. Um, yeah, it's still showing your Discord right now, I think. No. Yeah, if you said it specifically to it or something. Um, Bass says, now I really appreciate the commentary. It's an approach of critical thinking that I hadn't considered, and I think it's something that will absolutely help inform my project. This is so good. Oh, sorry, we're yapping so much. You know, it's just we I guess we have these thoughts for many times, and it's. I mean, we don't want to just live in our bubble, so we say it, and it's I'm just trying to get it out there so I can get critiqued, I can hear other people's opinions. And even though I don't respond to certain comments, I do think about them a lot. So any kind of discussion is good. And you guys really completely don't have to agree with us. All right, it's been dope chilling, man. I really appreciate this talk. I gotta head off, but catch you another time, boss. Good luck with your collage, man. Thank you very much, Mass. Good luck with whatever work you're working on, and have a good day. Jojo, is it? No, it's not good. Can you not find no, I don't know. I've never used it either. Um, don't worry, take your time. Let's second. S- I don't think your stream has started for me yet. Um,
I can't believe this work.
Good, eh? Okay. Oh, amazing. Yeah. I'll do that. Sounds good. See those. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I got it. All right. Cool. Okay. You see our screen? My screen?
These are first drafts.
On stream? Oh, as in, yeah. I mean, I could. Yeah. No. Let's just watch. We'll just go through it on YouTube, I guess. Probably the easiest. Um. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you now. Very nice as well. Really high res. Really high res. And like, yeah, no, I definitely. I agree with what you said. You know, that's completely cool. Um.
Mm. Mm.
That's like psychopath workflow. No, they look good.
Yeah, look good. Mm. Oh. Wait, is it not coming up? It should be. Yeah, yeah. Mm. Oh. Mm. Cool. Well, I gotta say, amazing image qualities. Like, you have. I mean, your Photoshop skill is pretty good, but the choice of people and the materials and the texture is really nice. I guess my first question would be like, why for like the concert? Like, I guess why for the projects? Like, um, is it just a brief that you're given, or is like, for example, this one, like, why, or like, why is there a theater inside of it? Is it existing? Is it like a challenge to take on to build something around the theater? Um, like mm, Oh fuck! I can't hear you. Okay,
Like
shit.
we're very we
Shit. Okay, I just turned the thing. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm an idiot. Sorry, George. Yeah, you can. Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
it's
I forgot to turn your volume up for the YouTube, but now they can hear you.
hi YouTube.
Could you give
Hi
them a
YouTube.
quick brief on each image, just really quickly? So I'll start with the first one.
Okay. Hi, Kelvin's followers. Um, this image you want me to describe?
Yeah, just quickly each one, I guess, or just
Yeah,
so they
whatever.
understand.
Just like I'm asking for some comments on these three projects. The first one is a house that was we were given like for all of these projects very specific parameters, and like for all three of them we were given the area we were going to build it on. So there's not much freedom left to us as students in that regards. This first project is a house, which was meant to be an exploration of volume and light, and we were given the brief that we had to fit a kind of a house in an 8 meter by 8 meter by 8 meter concrete cube that's suspended 3 meters from the ground level. So this view here is the kind of ground level area, which is a space that students can actually access because this house is close to the university, or like it's part of the campus. And then the view after this one is just the room of this house, which is this kind of ledge that you see above the person sitting. That's the volume within which the room is. So everything kind of builds around this light well that traverses the house. And then the second project was meant to be a community center, which is supposed to be kind of integrated into this garden. And we thought of using the garden as kind of an instrument to tie the whole project together. So it's half an architecture project and half a landscape architecture project. And the building is supposed to be like this kind of continuous covering, or this roof, which holds together all of the different functions that a community center needs to hold. So there's a bar, there's spaces for learning, there is spaces for exposition and display, and so on and so forth. And then the last project is a theater in Hamburg, which we were told to design again. We didn't choose the lot or the thematic or anything of the sort. We were just kind of told to do that. And those are four kind of vistas, or four little vignettes of the project, which kind of holds together different functions, and um, like there is spaces, there's a dance school integrated in the theater, and how the building works. At this point I wish I had put a plan in here, even if it's ugly, just to kind of show it, but it's okay. Like the idea is that there is a concrete structure, a grid, which is these pillars, which are 4 meters high, and they span a length of 4 meters, and they surround this kind of central brick core, which is the place where the hall actually is. And the last view is, yeah, the dance school at the lower level, above which there is a piazza, but I can't really see that just from the images. Just so my bad about that. But
No
yeah,
worries.
that's my briefest possible explanation of what people might be seeing here.
Cool stuff, I would say. Very very logical. Like you seem very like meticulous, like very organized as like a thinker. I don't know, would you
Yeah,
you know what I think?
Hey,
yeah.
I appreciate that. That's a that's a really nice compliment. I don't think anybody has ever told me that before.
Like, yeah, visually super clean and like thoughtful. Um, I guess
And even within the design as well, as everything's like measured, it's like okay, you have these like very I mean I guess some of it came from the brief from the first
yeah.
project, but like even in this one with like the concrete like grid structure, it's like seems very like yeah, it's cool. It's like an interesting like approach, I think. Um, yeah.
The concrete structure, thankfully, like that's something we came up with, and like
Hmm.
thankfully we don't really take too much bother with environmental considerations, because this wouldn't have been quite I
Okay.
mean, if my professor had been more interested in that kind of stuff, definitely this wouldn't have gone as well as it did, but it's okay. Like generally the design, like the content of the various images is like our work in the sense of what we design. Like we were given the lot and the kind of brief, so like the spaces we had to account for, and everything else we kind of figured out. So like again, these are the result of more, I guess, theoretical consideration, like the superimposition of a grid over a more archaic form, like the one of a hall. But I feel like I'm already getting into the nitty gritty here of like the kind of research that we did, which
I
was
think
very
that's what
conceptual. Like,
I find that interesting. Like, I guess, like, because these are, they feel quite conceptual. Like, these images feel more kind of surreal. Like, I guess that could be the wall, or that could just be infinitely extending grid. But I guess I'm really interested in, like, you probably do have to justify material choices and stuff, right? Like that, right? So what kind of makes you kind of choose the materials that you choose?
I mean, I actually kind of have the answer to that. Hamburg, like it all started kind of from this a study of the city of Hamburg. I don't know if you've ever been or you're aware what it is, but it was a city which was, I mean, northern Germany, super important port city, and completely war torn after World War II. So
Mm.
there was a large kind of effort of reconstruction that kind of wiped out most of the city's more historic architecture. And what came was kind of this, I guess, more modernist approach to urbanism and architecture. So, if you can imagine the building just as I described it to you, it would be simply like imagine the plan of a church, right? A super simple church with a single nave, right? And that plan be surrounded by a concrete grid. So the building kind of acts as a metaphor for the reality of architecture within the city of Hamburg, right? Where the most
Oh.
iconic, most important, culturally important landmarks are maintained or rebuilt, and the rest kind of like develops with this orthogonal, um, like modernist grid or modernist way of doing with glass and concrete, and especially efficiency and speed, right? So that was the idea.
Ah, that makes so much sense. Yeah, I got you. I see. I see. Yep. Yep. I see. So it's a kind of like a critique as well on how they are rebuilding after war.
Yeah, it's a I don't know if you guys have read Aldo Rossi's Architecture of the City, but it's very much based off of that, the idea of an analogous building, of a building that can kind of tell a story about the city as a whole and vice versa.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an interesting like the kind of symbolic or allegorical building. I don't know. I think this year we've kind of moved away from that just with
Yeah,
like our studio's like approach is slightly different. But like I think it's quite a cool I mean I think
That's
it's quite
very cool.
successful. I mean there's room for both. That's the thing. It's like there's so many different approaches. Um I think they're all pretty valid, most of them anyway.
Very
Um
cool.
yeah, no,
Because you couldn't tell the concept from the image, like just because I know you have other images, but like like it's so cool to hear you actually explain the concepts behind them. Um, yeah, but I guess that's not what you're here for today. That's why you didn't include the other ones. But it's just nice to know because these look quite surreal and conceptual, but then when you talk about the reason you're doing it, it makes complete sense. So then if someone was to judge by just one image, they'd be like, "What is this? Just a collage to show off a
it's a
grid
parking
design?"
lot,
You know.
basically.
But see now that
Yeah.
like, you explain it, that's very actually very poetic and like based in history and also a critique of certain building methods. Um, yeah, that's great.
I see Xander ask in the chat, what year am I? I'm third year, Xander. I'm just finishing up my
Yeah, can we
third
get a
year.
W Giorgio?
Sorry.
Uh,
That's not necessary.
necessary, completely necessary. Okay. Well, so you mainly want to get like technical feedback, right? Like visual, technical,
Yeah,
like.
like if like I feel like you're now like you now have a general idea of what like my kind of my approach is, like maybe a little more poetic, more theoretical or something. But like when you see these images, like I'm just curious to know what you would do with them, like considering
Mm,
generally the style or the kind
yeah.
of intent.
The interesting thing is I wouldn't have been able to give you the advice that I might be able to give you now because now I've just learned about the like more about the purpose of the building. So I guess that is like quite a important thing to know, or at least it feels like now
Yeah, I mean,
to understand.
like if it was presented even alongside like a plan or something. Like obviously this is just images to us, but
Yeah.
like obviously within a portfolio it would be contextualized with a plan and like some text and stuff.
I guess you said that inside is a church or something,
Yeah.
right? So what if you can show a little, just a hint of the church? It doesn't have to
Um,
be an obvious thing, or whatever it. I guess whatever it is.
um, it looks like if I can I send images in chat on Discord?
No, you can
Yeah,
put
you
in
can send our
certain.
Discord.
Oh yeah, in Discord you can. Yeah, yeah.
Let me see. Because if I can, I'll just send you a quick JPEG of the plan, just so you get an idea of, of what I'm talking about.
Sure.
In general. Here.
Man, I'm getting no work done today.
Wait. Got this. So you get an idea of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
I just sent it in chat. It should load because it's not that heavy of a file.
Which chat did you send it in?
It's
Do you know?
processing, so. General, I think.
General. Okay, cool. Got it.
Says it's processing right now, but should do it. Though. Okay, I'll let you know when I see it's fully uploaded. But yeah, like you can tell from the plan what the reference is because it has like this long rectangle and at the end is just a semicircle, so it just looks like a really old Romantic church, which we were basing off of the first kind of churches from the 1200s that were built in the periphery of Hamburg, and then
Yeah.
yeah, did it send? Oh, it's sending.
I guess my point is kind of like in every image you want to, because to me this shows that there is something here. There is a very abstract kind of structure around something, and there might be something else on the outside of it. It seems like what's on the inside is the same as what's on the outside, and both of those things I'm not sure what it is. And there's some emphasis on the stairs, and the fact that someone is cleaning this in the medieval clothing. That's what I will get directly from this image without any context.
I mean,
Um,
the medieval clothing is kind of I'm not gonna lie, it's just what I found.
yeah,
I kind of wish I had found a better figure for this. I was like, it's just,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
guess what. Oh, I see the
it,
plan. But I guess what I would imagine to be more telling of your entire project. I guess that's what you're trying to get, right? That I think the visual should speak for kind of parts of the project. Um, so I guess what I would say is, how could you tell more about what you just explained to us of the inside that this structure surrounds, and what's on the outside, which is the actual city, I guess, in that sense. Does that make sense? Wait, hello. Oh, you're muted, Giorgio, I think. Oh, I think he's. Giorgio, you're muted. But I think you know this. My man's getting bombarded. What would you say?
About the general. I mean, it's hard. It's hard because it's like the style is like is this kind of minimal poetic thing. So it's kind of hard to then say, well, add all this detail.
Yeah,
Then it
I think
kind
we
of
just hint like a curved window or something like a
yeah,
some,
yeah,
like,
maybe
old
yeah,
building
sure.
type hint.
Yeah, I think that contrast that you're talking about should probably come through a little bit more.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah.
this doesn't really say what he explained about the building, which is this really cool concept.
Mhm.
Like it's like very little hint. It's like a moment type thing that you would just notice very subtly in the back. Um, are you okay, Giorgio? You're not muted anymore, but I also can't hear you. Is it my problem? His mic stopped working.
The CIA got him.
How does that even happen? That's crazy. That's cool, man. Well, um, I guess you're gonna have to just type. But that's fine. I mean, you don't want me spitting my truth. Yeah. How did the mic stop working? Oh man. Yeah. How do you want to do this? We can just give you a bit of our thoughts, but that's mainly my thought. To be honest, that's pretty much all I think is necessary. Is just more of a hint of the story and what your goal is, or what your entire project is, more condensed into just very subtle little hints of your images. Like maybe that is like a little curve that's specific to churches in the back, so it doesn't look like a straight up block. Um, which I guess it's this thing, right? And I guess you do have smooth things, but just think about how you could say that it's a church. It doesn't matter how you say it, it could be a very modern church, but then how could you possibly say that it's a church that you're covering? Maybe it's a priest walking out of it. Maybe it's some sort of incense coming out of it. Maybe there's some sort of offering, some outside someone. What are the things? I'm not an expert on churches, but just kind of how could you show that it's a church inside and it's a city outside? Yeah. FBI shut the mic. Yeah, and I'll go. Spend any thoughts on this one?
I agree with Kelvin, wholeheartedly.
All
Oh,
right, all right.
yeah, I think just like showing what you're talking about and making sure that every render kind of
Yeah,
not I mean not everyone, but
I think similar to the
because like this one's really good at showing like that kind of contrast.
maybe that's a priest. Maybe that's a priest. Maybe that's our. What do you call priest?
yeah, it's good. It's good.
So I guess let's talk about the library one. I guess we don't need to know the context for this one, as in like how come it's a curved roof? How come it's one singular? You said it's one singular kind of roof. Um, kind of how come it's a why is that why is that the design choice you went with? I guess. Um, but like aesthetically, I really like it. I would tone down the line weight a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I would also be nice to see a version where it has materials.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
but you know what it's reminding? It's reminding me of like images I've seen, like that where like these are really soft, like where you have all those like plants, like they're really soft kind of, and it's like quite, I don't know. There's some really nice like Photoshop stuff like that. And I think adding the material, it could be like a super super nice image. But it is all right.
I do think your favorite, like the favorite thing about you, my favorite thing about your images is the softness and the choices of like like color. They're all very well blended. Nothing looks really like on top of each other, like badly photoshopped. They all look very softly blended. And there's like a care of that thing that I think is really nice. Hey Kunika. How you doing? Lewis Con misinterpreted. That's, yeah, like, and there's like consistency in your visuals as well. Because I mean, you probably realize you're really good at this, but like the sky blends well with the background. The foreground is more detailed than the background, at least it seems. The trees are super nice. You don't see two copies of the same tree. They're different, but yet the color of one to another is not drastic. Um, and they all have the same kind of lengthy characteristics, so it doesn't take too much attention away from the building trees. But yeah, less line weights, and I think, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is kind of hard to explain with your architecture. I guess here you're already kind of showing the architecture as it is, and it's kind of hard to explain why exactly you're choosing it through this one image. That's more to do with the portfolio. So I guess more visually, I guess, yeah, Finn said the materials would be cool to.
Yeah, I think just these ones don't have the same softness that the other ones do. Just
Mm,
because of that. But I mean, that might also be what you're going for.
yeah, very supersedial, like I guess this one is. Um, Yeah, the characters as well, very cute. I think I like how kind of somewhat abstract they are, but they all relate to each other. Fucking amazing. When a scene has characters that are relating to each other, I think the whole image, always any image, the more things relate to each other, the better. Like the more logic between things, the better. Like the logic between why is a tree here because it's next to a corner, why is there a row of trees because there's a long extending pathway, um, why are there taller plants here and not there because this is a separate garden that has no trees, therefore it makes sense for it to have more shorter, more colorful plants, and for trees to be on more grassy lanes. See, these are like logics that you probably have, you don't have to think about it, but it makes sense, and it's nice to see things relate to each other and for things to make sense. Um, and yeah, yeah, and I guess this one frames the view quite nice, but I think maybe this one has got a lot of textures. Mm, they're kind. But I guess when you have a completely white space, it can feel quite claustrophobic in a way. Like when everything is white, it's like you're in a white room. I know it's not actually gonna be white. Maybe like a bit more opening. I don't know how freely you are to manipulate the building, but maybe a bit more opening that you can see more greenery would be nice. Because this seems like, well, this realistically, it is you're in a tunnel and you see greenery to one end and maybe another end, but on the both sides you're blocked off from any views outside of it, apart from like this little glimpse. Which I like the glimpse, but so maybe you zoom more into this image or something. You crop it a bit closer to it, because I guess it does feel slightly um, claustrophobic, in my opinion. Um, any
Yeah, agree. Same stuff. I mean,
yeah. I do quite like the abstractness of the kids here though. Maybe it's a mixture of the two. Like these are almost drawn too well, in a way. Um, Especially this kid. I think this kid is very nice, but maybe it's the thinner, grayer outline inside that makes it look too too much effort. You know what I mean? You almost don't want it to look high effort. You want it to be surreal and like floaty, dreamy, I guess. Yeah. I think this kid. I'm more of a fan of this kid than this kid.
pause.
Yeah. Um, let's see what Koniko's saying. You know what can help with the perception of claustrophobia? I don't know, but I think long mirrors in the room. True, could be a feature. Could be a feature. Um, yeah, I just think slightly claustrophobic. Maybe the roof is see-through. Maybe you have some windows on the roof. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just some sort of color-esque element. Maybe there's water running through something. I don't know. Some kind of picture texture somewhere in this area would be nice. Um, All right, back to the beginning, first project. This makes me think. Yeah, again, this makes me think. Rich, sad but rich. Um, it's like being lonely in a penthouse. That's what it gives me. Um, if you're trying to make it feel more healing, then perhaps the person is sleeping in the bed, then sitting on it naked. You know what I mean? Um, um, uh, I like how unnatural this person looks. I like that, and I like that I can't see the face, and there's not too much detail of it. Um, but if you're going for like solemn, like Sunday waking up hungover with no one to speak to type of vibes, it's I'm not saying it gives that, but I guess this I guess the person seems more sad than happy. It's Kanye West's wife. It's depressing naked all featured. That's quite funny. Um, funny Nike poster though. I will make it smaller to be honest. I will make the poster slightly smaller maybe. Because once I know this is Nike, it's like rich but not necessarily good taste. But yeah, I really like the lamp as well. I love that there is a wire hanging off. That is such a great detail. Um, this gives off less rich, which is good, I think. But also gives off having a unique taste to how you like things. Um, uh, yeah, yeah. You know, I like concrete buildings as well. So like, some people might be like, "Oh, concrete buildings suck," but like, I actually, I appreciate a lot of different types of things. Um, I like how this lamp doesn't really attach onto anything specifically. It just floats. I think that's great. I think having a bit of wonder in these kind of things where it's not architectural, like it's fun, especially in a surreal kind of render. Perspective is slightly off, but I mean, I also like it because it is a more informal type of collage. Um, I even like how realistic the bed is because it's also weird. But the person seems a bit long for the bed. Imagine this person is around, goes all the way to the bottom and extends a bit farther than that. That is a long person thing. That is
Maybe it's a narrow bed.
true, true. Maybe he's got the Nike kicks on when he sleeps.
The Jordan.
Got the Jordans on in bed. But yeah, very cool. Yeah, very well blended. Ben, any comments?
Well blended. I mean, it's nice. I like the thing. It's like I think it does perfectly what it's trying to do. You know,
Mm.
it's hard for me to give comment because it's like
Maybe instead of him just being completely orange, he's a bit more pale, but then
I like
left
the
side is
honestly.
orange. Yeah.
I mean,
Or maybe yeah. I like the orange too. Yeah, whoops, sorry.
I think it's good. I think it's nice. I mean, psychopath workflow doing like perspective drawing in AutoCAD. Apart from that, it's
literally made for
successful.
It's like doing animation in Photoshop.
Yeah. Or your plans and sections in InDesign.
Yeah. Writing an essay in PowerPoint.
I mean, it's good. Like, yeah.
Also, I think why it looks
But I think what both projects miss is like I just want to see the whole thing.
yeah.
Like it's a lot of moments, which is good. But
Yeah,
like,
I would do
you
like
kind of need
moments.
the contextual, like, oh, I understand the whole building now.
Yeah, exterior walking up to the building or yeah.
Even an axo, it doesn't even have to be like a nicely rendered, but you could just be like an axo line drawing type thing, just to, or a plan. I mean, a plan would also be fine. Plan section.
Love plans.
I think also another thing that makes this feel slightly sad is that I can't see any doors. This looks like a door, but it looks more like a death trap, you know, like a you go in there and then you like suffocate because you can't get through fully. I don't know if you meant for this to be a door, but it hints at it being a door, but it's so narrow that it's kind of scary.
The scary thing is
Oh, no,
can
my
you just
back's to
walk
the
out
door.
that
Okay, okay.
window?
Yeah.
No, the one on the
Oh,
left.
this one? Oh, that's one.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I see. I see. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. It's like a rich country prison. Sorry, Giorgio. I don't know if you specified how like gentle you wanted us to be. But we're just saying random thoughts because um last time you asked me to do Italian accents, so I don't feel like you are too sensitive to these kind of things. So yeah, let us know if we're chatting too much shit. But yeah, this is definitely like the most information I'm kind of getting. Um, all right, cool, we're good. And I quite no, this is actually really nice that you've added these because these are the sunlight's coming from this side, right? Because there's windows here, and the sunlight's actually coming from that side as well. So this feels very three-dimensional. So at the beginning, I was like, "What is that?" Now I completely see why you're doing it, and it's actually you actually have a great three-dimensionally thinking in fucking 2D AutoCAD. It's insane that you're thinking about the building from different sides. So I don't even know. You probably don't have an actual 3D model. You're just thinking through plans, and that's quite cool. I'd say I like just the thoughts on the image, just initial, just whatever it comes to my mind. I like how the column is slightly off to the right. It seems like there is some cool detail in this column where the main support, if there is a rod in there, because it seems like there probably will have
Hey,
to
pause.
be, because the way it joins with this doesn't seem like it can carry all that weight. It's not casted into it, and it's not a rectangular thing going down. It's rounded. So the way this thing attaches to this probably means that there is some kind of support inside there, probably steel or something. And the fact that it goes slightly to the right means that the detail is going to be slightly wonky, which is interesting. You see? There's a steel knot between the beam and the column. Damn. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I really like that. Um, the the guy doing this looks like I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's probably just chilling.
Juicing the snake.
But then a guy is feeling sad. He's going to the shadow to look at some water flowing, probably pondering life. And a happy two people just started dancing next to him. Um, and it's it's quite funny that like it's just dancing next to a sad person, like acting really happy next to a sad person. Um, which yeah, it's cool. Um, yeah, it would be cool to see more relationship between these two and how these two kind of groups of people interact or don't interact, but like more explicitly not interacting. Um, this looks slightly unnatural if someone's sitting dark in the corner and someone dancing happily next to him. Um, and yeah, grass, water. I like the textures. The water glitter or the whatever that you call that. Really nice, really well done. Also, even on this side, I almost thought this was more like wear and tear, but now I think it's actually the water glistening because it's not on this part. So amazing attention to detail. So crack here, I really like the crack. Um, yeah, darkness is controlled very well. There's not too many shades of gray. There's a certain level to each shading. Um, Texture done very well. The dots is naturally you get those dots from casting concrete. I learned that from visiting Tadao Ando's building, um, and that's almost I thought that was like his thing, but it turns out a lot of concrete buildings have that. Yeah, I like how the red pops out. It
pops out quite a lot, which is also feels unnatural, but in a good way. Um, and yeah, okay. Oh, I see. So okay, I can see the blinds, which connects this one to this one. So I think that's something you could. And I see the red. Oh my! And I see the red window frame now. And did you notice this? The
Huh?
blinds here and the red window frame.
Ah, I
Oh my
didn't.
god! See, okay, subtleness god over here. Okay, low key god. Um, um, I'm glad you picked up on this. I know it's unnatural, but the idea is to tell a story. There should be a tension between figures representing solitude and companionship, shade, shade and lightness. I agree. I think I definitely enjoy the tension, but maybe there's something. Maybe there's like a bush here or something. But maybe there's something that makes us slightly just more like it could happen in real life. Like this feels a bit more like a social illustration where it's like highlighting the extremes in very extreme situations. But yeah, no, obviously that's your choice. But yeah, I really like that you have the red hinting in both. Maybe the lamp, seeing the lamp here will give the ultimate hint, which I think will tie the two images together super well. Just the lamp. Um, but yeah, now I'm realizing that, and I mean this the blinds go all the way down, which seems slightly strange, but whatever, that's fine. Um, the room is actually above the figures. Oh, okay, so it's here. Oh, I see, I see. Okay, now you're adding too much complexity. Now I don't understand anymore. My little brain cannot interpret that hard. And that black ledge. Oh, okay, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, gotcha. Um, in that case, ignore everything I just said. Um, yeah. Maybe add a red line here as well then. Maybe. I don't know. Um, but yeah. Other than that, really amazing image, I think. Um, really nice. Really, really nice. Um,
Oh, what's that?
Jojo, I am very impressed. Um, Lipso says, Jojo, you could almost have them talk to each other, but one sitting in the shade, the other in the light or something, or it could be the same person even. Or maybe it would be cool if he is looking at these person and one of them is looking at him, or slightly turning the head towards him, but he is like looking at them. But maybe your point is that he's looking away, but I think a slight side face tension could be really cool. Um, Thank you very much, man. It means a lot coming from you. I wish my mic was working. Yeah, yeah. You have a very soft voice as well, which I think fits your aesthetic and your thinking. So you've got the whole package, man. Um, Solitude. He's looking at his reflection. God damn. Okay, maybe angle his head a bit downwards. Cause yeah, that would be cool. Is that you? Is that you, Georgia? Is it? Are you putting yourself into your images? Maybe. Yeah. Been any comments on this one? Yeah, this is hilarious. Yeah, I won't tell them until you just pop an image.
No, I think it's really good. Yeah, it's like it's good work. It like seems very conceptually clear. All this.
I love moments.
Yeah.
Guys, Georgia, don't leave though. Finn's got a surprise for you in Discord. Hello, Xiaohui. Froggy Frog. Oh, shot Finn. He knows. He knows. You can sense his aura from a couple streams. Well, he's about to cook.
No cooking going on, just
No, he's not. He's not.
just a fun.
He's gonna. Oh my. Oh my god. You know what your image reminds me of as well? The bed one. It reminds me of the Delirious New York one. I'll send it to screen. I'll send it to Discord. Reminds me of this.
Ah, that's a really good reference.
Yeah, so nice. Like it looks like your style as well. You're making me blush. uh, I'm guessing you've seen this. Hey, got a question? Oh yeah, Lipso. Sorry, man. I've been trying to focus on the review because Giorgio's been here for a while. Um, yeah, please ask. Hopefully, I can answer it. Oh yeah, so nice these images. Oh my god. Giorgio, can you go for this aesthetic for your project, please? So you're in first term, well no, second term, right? So you still got like a few months left. Please go for a final image like this, so that I can get like 18,000 million views when I make a video on your work. Thank you. This is just so fucking cool. But then people are gonna be like, no building codes, no no historical buildings. Um,
Send that to
and
you.
then up to Finn has just sent me he's cooking.
Is that in your
Oh yeah.
personal?
Why didn't you send it to the general?
I just watched that.
Oh,
Like a surprise.
should I traffic did it? Oh yeah, traffic did it.
Oh, I forgot the.
Oh shit, it's yeah.
Oh, the fucking lamp. Hold on.
Wait, I'm gonna make this a problem.
Wait.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
The lamp.
Okay. Um, wait, Lipso, just curious if you remember, I'm applying to MARC 2025 fall, and I'm just curious why a lot of like American schools are very sculptural focused or digital, kind of art focused, like kind of confused by that kind of sculpture for the sake of it. Is there a reason for that? Could you give me an example of what you mean?
It's like what, like parametric, like
Oh, parametric stuff, like the fluid sculpture, like um, I guess whatever. Like you pen is big on that, right? Or sci art or something. Is that what you mean, Lipso? Could you send me could you tell me a name for an image of what you mean? Not just parametricism, but from kind of form just for form now.
that like it usually is the parametric stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, like
But that is most people say UCL does visuals for visuals. But if you look at like like what you mean, like UPenn and SciArt, it seems to me that's more visual for visuals. Um, like Bell Tower in Venice. Yeah, Lipso, do you have any kind of idea? I'll put a few UPenn images up. You see what you mean. I mean, I don't want to say names because I don't know what kind of tracking they got these days. But essentially, yeah. Brother, if they're tracking, I'm the first one dead. Um, like this kind of stuff. What you guys are saying is what I mean. Okay. Why? Can't risk a rejection. Um, well, to be honest, I can't give you the definite answer because I've never spoken to people from these schools and I don't know. But I okay, I will give a very rude opinion.
Updated
Okay,
version sent.
very rude opinion. Okay, thank you, Ben. Rude opinion is fuck. That's it. You do this because you can't design. You let code design
Code-based?
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, that one maybe not so much. That one's like kind of interesting. But a lot of the like, yeah,
This is just like spew. Like this is actually a level of no consideration to humans.
I don't know. Maybe this one. I don't know how you code something like that.
Like you do this when you can't think spatially.
No, don't like just blanket avoid SciArc, for example. I think they're fine. It's just I think it's generally North American schools though will push like that kind of like unsustainable. Like I don't know, they kind of fetishize that crazy. I mean, that's a massive generalization. They're not all the same, but like there's like highly technical utopian architect. It like makes me feel sick. Some of it, like the guy Zaha, whatever, like
But Zaha was the
revolutionary.
first to do it. That makes her great.
Yeah, but the like the fetishization of those like white swooping forms and all these like parametric, it actually like makes me want to like throw up sometimes. Not in a weird like, but it's just like it just I don't know. It's like it's like it's this like type of utopian thinking, and but it's like it's quite dystopian. I don't know. It's just
Oh yeah, Cyark is even. I don't like Cyarks even. Oh god.
yeah. Oh yeah,
This is
get
this is
the
even more gross.
get
Which one?
the one I just sent you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, we're the roast first, and
Okay,
then
yeah,
we should.
roast the side.
Yeah, let's roast Cyark first. Um, yeah, this is like be so mean. Um, it's like what Daniel Lubienski, right? Which again, I think he's fine. Again, he's like the first to do what he does, so it's cool. But then people fetishize, or I don't want to say fetishize because I don't know. I don't want to define a boundary of what is fetish. But people take their designs because their designs are so aesthetic that most people just take it for the
Yeah.
aesthetics and copy the way they look without actually understanding why it's like that.
But look
And
at
this to me feels like that.
even like look at this, like the Instagram architecture thing.
Yeah.
I think like since getting Instagram again, just this stuff is like what most people see when they think about new architecture thinking, and it's like all this crap, man. Like,
Can you send a screenshot of that?
hey, do you want to? I'll screen share if you want.
Yeah, we'll let Finn take control. Or you can go over the render as well.
Oh yeah, but just,
Again, like I feel like I'm getting in the trap of like judging an entire project based on visuals.
I'm discording you.
But but I know how much work it is to make an image like this and to get research behind it and
Top left.
top of that. And I know how hard, like I know how much time I spent on doing these things, and sometimes I don't.
This stuff I hate. Like it's just like the first thing on my Instagram. But it's like, what's it based on? Just like random shapes.
Yeah, Xander, that's low diff right there.
All the AI crap I hate. SketchUp I hate. That's quite cool. I mean, But it's all this like let me try and find one. This I hate. Markers. I just hate marker vibes. Oh, drawing the lines.
What's he gonna do with this?
No, it's just this like product design
Uh.
aesthetic. You know what I mean? But people do the buildings like that. Um. So much of architecture Instagram is also just like thirst traps. This don't like
Oh, watch that one. Watch that one.
this one here.
The one before this. Oh no. Go to the future blueprint. There's a video they did yesterday talking about this portfolio review.
This one.
Yeah. And basically the discussion. Wait, sorry, if you pause it, the discussion is whether, or the thing that what I want to mention. Like, sorry for this student right now. Is AI. Do you guys think her work is AI or not? Okay, just keep this in mind. That's what I immediately went to. Yeah, when I watched it.
Wait, I can't. Did they get volume? I don't think so. But,
Forward some sort of a proposal, but I think
oh wait, no, they are hearing it.
it's sort of perfect in a way. The color scheme that you pick, the sort of composition of the drawings, all makes you realize that you don't question a lot of the spatial setup of it just yet because you realize that it's still a concept level.
Certain aspects of each image are highly detailed, while others are abstract.
Is this AI?
I'll let you guys answer first. But basically, someone said, "Is this AI?" in the comments, and the person and they said it's not. Like the two people doing the podcast, or at least one of them said it's not.
Oh wait, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, this should.
How does that look? To
I
you?
don't know. I can't tell. It's hard.
Really?
It looks AI maybe, says someone. These were all digitally drawn on Procreate Photoshop.
They are not.
I don't know. They could be.
Look at go to the second image, or it's the. So this one I think is actually is drawn. This one, yeah.
Mhm.
So pause it if you can. Look at the pipes. The overlay of the pipes.
Oh yeah.
There's zero understanding of depth. The shading, the way the lines are drawn on the trees. Yeah, there's zero logic. Look at the pipe. Yeah, the pink pipe right there. It connects to the farm. Yeah, the trees.
Tree here is weird.
The way the shading goes is how generative AI works. It expands through codes, and there's no sharp lines. There's no sharp finished lines in this entire drawing. Every line goes curved, and if you use any pen, they do not curve like that in Procreate. You have to outline it and then fill it, and no one draws like that. So I don't know why she's saying that it's drawn in Procreate, because
This workflow. I've been seeing a lot of this on Instagram. Why do people do this? Like this is like such a quick render to do. People are spending hours like fiddling with like brush settings in Procreate.
I mean I like it, but I just
Just
why
learn
box?
Blender. Like I don't like these the images look quite nice when they're done.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. This is just like me being like a dick about workflows. But like this is like a 10-minute job on Blender, if that.
I'm surprised you wasn't sure if that's AI though.
I
That was
guess.
so AI to me. Like I will almost bet my I don't know. I'll almost bet money.
Is that Perry Culper posting the same image?
Same
Again?
image for the 80 times.
I mean, how many times? Like I like Perry Culper
No, you-
a little bit. I mean, anyway, good. Yeah, well, good drawings, of course.
you want to show your render? So
Oh, yeah.
Finn cooked up for you, my brother.
Oh yeah.
Is Giorgio still here? I hope he is, because this is the
Wait, let me.
the best part, man.
How do I?
I will follow my arc. Okay. All right, you have proven yourself.
No. Change window into. Blender render. Here we go. There you go.
Jojo, what's your? Can you type your? Oh yeah. You guys see this? Oh, it's. I guess it's lower resolution because it's on video chat. But oh come on, you talk to him, man.
Nah, I'm just kidding. It's like it's just assets from a Blender kit. But what the point is, your image is a lot nicer than this. Like the workflow. This is like a kind of anti-Blender talking point here, but like this has a lot less like soul than any of the things you did. So yeah, I mean it's also just like a little bit of fun.
But guys, Blender can just model this quickly.
I basically modeled none of this. It's just I've just modeled like the walls essentially, and then it's like lamp in, bed in, my other lamp in, curtains in, etc. etc. Exactly, I completely agree, Giorgio. It's doesn't capture the essence of the project you made. But
Look at how fucking fast he just did this. Perspective though. Giorgio, I can't find that account, man. Linnea? Oh. No, that's not you. That's a female.
I always love these Photoshop tutorials that just give you the most roundabout solution to a problem. I don't know. Instagram architecture just like I really don't like much of it at all. I don't know why, but I'm just being a hater because like you know it's nice that people are like excited about their work and stuff.
Yeah. My rule is I won't hate on anyone that has less followers than me. Unless they have quite a bit.
Nah,
of
you should punch down hard. Like these like do whatever you want, but these types of building. I mean, this is a software advert, so I guess I can. I think
God.
is it, but like, I don't know. Where's the like? I feel like people don't really consider how people actually like live in things very much, or like they don't. I don't know if people design spaces that they want to be in. That's my like number one like criteria for like if I'm doing stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
do I want to actually be in this space?
Also, I think like those boxes can be very nice inside because like it's inside just a box, right? And it can be decorated and stuff in that side. But on the outside, I think my problem is like how dull and boring they look on the outside. And I'm not saying every building should look cool, but there's just quite a lot of boring buildings. I'm starting to sound like Heather with
Quite nice.
but like obviously Tally's kind of buildings are going to be one in like hundreds. But right now it's not even one in hundreds, and even the supposedly cool buildings are just random generated stuff, with very plain.
This is quite nice
not a lot of
renders.
thought and details.
Oh, I like this as well. It's quite cool.
Like a nice.
Look at like that context with the vat. Like
Yeah,
this
that's really
this
nice.
is really quite cute.
Is it AI?
No.
I think.
This is also
Guys, I
Kelvin.
think-
You're fighting demons, man.
No, I've just AI'd so much that I find it hard to not spot. Yeah. Oh, I found you. See. Oh, got some sketches. My man. I will say this: anyone that's good at sketching, or like just pencil drawing or pen drawing, is gonna be good at visuals. That's
Yeah,
thing I
I
find.
think that's a good point. It's like
the fundamental.
it's like the fundamentals of like image making, because like
It's literally the
there's a
fastest
difference
way to
between
make
just
a
being
video.
able to render something in a model and
Yeah.
then like make a good image. It's a completely different process. Like
Yeah, you
anyone
can
can just
model
get
really
a
well,
render
but,
of a model you've made out, but to make it look it's kind of what we were doing with that guy yesterday, like the kind of photoshopping. It wasn't necessarily a bad composition, but like to make a good image. I
What did
mean,
we
let
do
me look at
yesterday?
this.
Oh yeah.
18th century landscape paintings. These I always think are the like mastery of like composition, image, light, ambiance. I always refer back to these sorts of paintings when I'm doing
Now they're all gonna be AI and
my renders, because I just think when you look at stuff like this, there's so much narrative like baked into, and the people like you don't even notice the people. They become part of the landscape.
yeah.
But in the same way, I think you can make people become part of the building in renders and stuff. And look at this. This is like, hold on, let me get the Dutch ones because the Dutch ones are insane.
I just become a column.
Like the ones with the windmills. Oh my
Oh my god. Like it is
Look
kind
at
of
that.
Yeah, that's great.
That's just so nice. The boat ones are cool. This sort of shit. Yeah, I don't know. These sort of paintings are nice.
All right, thank you, Giorgio. Kelvin, you calling out the AI in the recent portfolio review was funny. I mean, there's nothing I could do about it. I could just like comment on the drawing and say it's a nice drawing because it's pretty clearly AI. But I appreciate you appreciating it. Because I mean, is it not obvious?
Honestly, one day I think we should do like a speed project,
We
like
should.
half-hour architecture project.
Yeah. Summer. Yeah.
Uh,
An hour architecture.
Look how grubby that glass is. This is a kind of an interesting building, but
Yeah.
again, yeah,
Must be hella rich.
yeah. What do you think of this? Look at this AI tools. Kelvin reacts to AI architecture.
I mean, it's it's fine, right? But it's just like at some point you do need some difficulty in your life. Like, what is the point of life if you just this is it? If things were just this is easy,
You know, I think see go camping, and you'll understand why we build anything. And it's like a different type of understanding of like see when you're in a tent
yeah.
and you're on camp, you're like, damn, maybe I'm gonna arrange it this way or change
Oh
it a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna like make a little bench so that when I'm cooking, I
Mhm.
cook in comfort. Pure necessity. It's like maybe I need a place. I need to fucking dry my mushrooms that I've
Yeah.
You gotta make a little thing, make it all of this stuff. I went camping like a lot during summer,
Yeah.
and I remember coming back from that being like, I have just like a completely differently wired understanding of like
Yeah.
what should a building be, and like what way more important is like what you're doing than the actual building itself,
Yeah.
and the building becomes like a an extension of your practice,
Yeah.
you know, and ornament and function and like form
Mhm.
comes from your like love
Yeah.
of this thing that's around you, the space, and like you kind of celebrate the practice that you do and all these things, which is not my point. I think this is like very well established by like kind of ornament study and stuff.
I mean, I don't
But
think
like,
most people
um,
like
like this is barely an original thought, but like I just like when I actually went camping,
like
yeah,
pretty much just like like if there's a tree trunk that's cut off, you want to stay close to it. You just feel more comfortable, safe, I guess.
this sort of stuff makes me sick.
10th grade winter tomography. Oh my god, that's crazy. So Xander went to my high school.
Ah,
But I guess we're like quite a few years apart. He's a second year at U of T, University of Toronto, and I'm going to review his portfolio. Xander, you're actually the next portfolio I'm going to review.
this is quite nice.
So I'm going to do that probably on maybe Tuesday because I have tutorials tomorrow.
This
I'll
is
probably
really
do that on
really
Tuesday.
cool. No, like
That is cool.
look how nice this is.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, like see some modern stuff that like has like this clean aesthetic is
yeah.
good. It's fine. It's
Like,
very-
we're going to fucking.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So, yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Like, we're never gonna stop advancing. That's just not gonna happen. You know? Like, can you give up the internet? No. Like if the guy who is posting on social media about old buildings can give up the internet, then I do believe that we can actually go back to the past. Um, but no one's gonna do that. So why hide everything inside this ancient image? Um, but Calvin, I think that AI closed the gap between small firms and large firms, at least at the start. For younger people like us, isn't that a good thing? For sure, brother. I love AI. I use AI. It's just when people aren't honest about it that I think that is terrible. Like, just fucking use it and say you use it. There's like people like the Instagram post I was just asking Finn to show you guys. That person obviously denied that she used any AI in that image, which is clearly AI. And she told the person that is reviewing her portfolio that she has Procreate files and Photoshop files of them, which there's not a chance that she drew that. There's no.
Careful throwing around accusation.
Yeah, honestly,
AI, but maybe it is real. Maybe
I
it
am-
has AI vibes.
I 100% no one. If you to draw those lines, I mean,
Also, it'd be the same as like when people using Photoshop to make something look like a drawing and saying
yeah.
it's a drawing.
But the thing is, her other drawings are so little effort that I refuse to believe that all of a sudden she decides to put this much effort into recreating a drawing that looks AI. You will have to manually trace each outline of. So it's too much to explain right now, but like I have used AI to generate a lot of things for fun, and I scroll a lot on the internet and stuff. And the style that her drawing is in is the most basic fundamental AI drawing style. It's not even like hiding it. So I have no problem with people using AI. It's a great idea generation tool. It's just like I think it's bad that you lie to people about it. Make it seem like it's your work because it's not. You're putting prompts in. You should just be honest about that. Your boy answers the top.
I had the first question, but I think the AI closes the gap between small firms and large firms, at least at the start for young people like that. Oh, you already read that.
I think for creatives, there's a kind of obsession with doing a lot of work, but that's so lame. Like it isn't a flex.
Yeah, but then sometimes you see the drawings that take like.
Yeah.
If you see one of those drawings people do, it's like a hand drawing that's taken like
Yeah.
2 months to make.
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
always impressive. It's
Yeah.
like, it is a flex.
I mean, it is a yeah. No, I would disagree with you. So I mean, what's wrong with someone wanting to do a lot of work? I don't see any.
If
like-
people want to, then
Yeah, if
why
people
not?
want to do a lot of work. If people don't want to do it, it's both fine. I think.
The reality is,
The only
they'll make
thing-
better stuff most of the time than people who do less
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. More effort does convert to more results in almost
But
most
the
times.
thing is, it doesn't necessarily mean it should be Sometimes the best ideas and the best projects are very simple ones. Not everything in life needs like a long solution.
yeah.
But there's a beauty in just seeing someone's craft and like I will the work that just on the surface work will almost always
Oh,
be
sorry.
nicer.
He said he's got another question. What direction do you two think architecture is moving in? I have my own opinions, but curious to think what you UK man think. Where are you from?
What directions are I don't know. I think it's moving in lots of different directions. And honestly, I'm kind of I think there shouldn't be like one type or way of doing architecture. There should be loads of different ones, and it excites me that we could live in a world that's like a big variety.
I think variety is what I love. Not too much variety, but definitely a bit more than now.
But the harsh truth is that architecture is just moving the way it's been moving for the last 100 years, which is more boring, cheaper to make, more efficient.
Yeah, I think
less
it
human,
might
more
change
attractive.
a bit. I mean, just I don't know. Maybe I'm just hopeful for my own generation, but I think like I'm optimistic because I do still see a lot of cool projects being produced, and I think the education I'm getting right now is very good. And I see like a lot of you guys are genuinely interested, and people that are just open to talk about things. So I'm quite optimistic about it. I think there will be more interesting buildings built. and smaller projects, not necessarily big master plans, which is what I enjoy. Even though my third year project is very big, I understand that, but it's not a building on existing site that's filled with buildings. But I understand it. But I right now definitely I like smaller buildings that actually reflects the architect's thoughts. I think the architects as a artist and not as an individual who is expressing their own opinions is important. Like people are like, oh, an architect is like forcing their own views on the world. Yeah, like no shit, he is designing the thing. Like you speaking is forcing your opinion on the thing, and he's making it physical. But why can't he do that? That's entirely what he's worked for, and that's what he knows best. He knows way better than you in how to make something physical. That's what his entire career is. And if you don't let the architect who's done his entire career to express his opinions, then who is to better express that? But I don't think everyone should be able to do that. But I think some people should definitely be able to do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. Also, regarding their statement about flexing work, I understand that it's good to put effort, but I don't agree with people spending hours on something very small that doesn't have depth, like a single line. I don't know what you mean by spending hours on a single line. Yeah, if people want to do that, they could do it. No, who cares? Okay, I gotta go, guys. Lovely speaking to you guys today.